Well, hello again. It is Mr. J, and we are here to continue the live stream for building this submarine. What we are building is this beast right here. What's going on is we started this last night. Started on the stream last night. We did not finish it. I think we only got about 25%. But what I have done is I have actually spent some more time working on it. I've actually got pretty far on it. So take a look at this. It's probably about 60% done now, 60 to 65%. The reason I jumped ahead on it, and I'll show you this shot too, one sec. The reason I jumped ahead on it was because I really wanted to try and finish it in this stream that we're doing tonight. So that's the goal. The goal is to finish it tonight. We already got a couple viewers in chat saying hello. I won't go through the whole spiel, just make it really quick. Not going to go through the camera angles again because we went through that last night. But basically what we're doing is we're building this guy. I'm going to try and finish it. This is a set from LETBRICKS based off of one of my designs. And they sent it over for me to build and to do with you guys on stream. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to finish it up hopefully today. In chat, we already got some people rocking. We have William Von Ashton. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you, man. He says, hello, Mr. J. How's it going, William? Dishwitlow. I don't know how to say that name. Coming in on YouTube, it's DSHBWLTO. Says currently working on a 3D printed sword, so perfect timing. Can't wait to see the sub come together. Hey, that's pretty sweet that you're working on something 3D printed. I've been wanting to get into 3D printing at some point myself. I just do not have the time for it. Maybe some point in the future. But that being said, I think we're going to jump right in here because we do want to finish this thing tonight. And the viewer count's already jumping up. Chat's pumping, so let's get started. Like I said, I have already got to, we are on bag 6 of 8. Within those bags comes these little bags right here. And they're numbered, so we're just going to go ahead and dump that out and start going. And we'll go on this scene right there. So you can see what I'm doing. That guy. How's everybody doing tonight? DSH, that's what I'm going to call you. Where are you from? Where are you tuning in from tonight? Be interested to know. William says, I watched last night's show today that I missed when I had to go to sleep. That's sweet, man. What'd you think? We didn't get as far as I'd like. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I have a little bit of difficulty talking and building at the same time. Like, I'm not the fastest builder while I'm talking. But, you know, we managed. That's why I built a lot off stream. That way we can kind of get rolling on this thing. So DSH says it's so fun. I'm assuming you're referring to the 3D printing there. And that is cool, man. Do you have like a little farm or do you just have one printer? Because I've seen people on, you know, some social groups. They have like a 3D printing farm and they make a little business. And actually looks pretty sweet. Looks like you can make it pretty profitable. I'd be really interested in doing my own designs and everything. William Von Ashton says, good to see that LETBRICKS was watching. Yeah, they were participating in chat too. It was actually quite nice. I was hoping they'd tune in and they did, so I was happy about that. And DSH says, I'm from Alaska. Luigi Cassell, welcome back. He says, hi, Mr. J. How's it going? Thanks for coming back. Not sure if you caught it, but this is how far we are. We've built a lot more. I built a lot off stream. We're going to finish this thing tonight. Got a feeling the stream might go a little bit later. I'm starting a little bit later than normal. Had to get the young crotch goblins to bed. So yeah, we might end up going a little bit late tonight. If you guys stick around, cool. If you got to go, totally understand. No worries. My goal is to finish this on stream tonight because I want to compare it to the original version over here. That right there being the original version. That's the Lego version. So yeah, let's just get racking here. We are already on the move. Okay, so that's got to go like so. Yes, good, good. Okay, there. Okay, I'm picking up. I'm picking up what you're laying down. You know what I'm saying? Okay, good, good, good. Right now we're building one of the little side sections that sits in here and kind of shows the torpedo bay. Actually, you know what? I should once I'm done building this, I'll show you the torpedo bay so you can see what it looks like. Give me 1 second to finish this section. You're from Alaska. That's pretty sweet, man. That is cool. Is it cold there? I gotta ask. Okay, so that's gotta be like this. There we go. Oh no, I was doing that wrong. That's my mistake. That goes like that. Learn to follow the instructions, Mr. J. Okay, there's that one, and then we got these two. William says, my answer to one of the questions from last night, all brick-built models are better in minifig scale. I would agree with that somewhat. I do feel that some mini scale models are pretty cool. I do like the minifig scale ones, though, obviously, because I do like building my fair share of minifig scale ones. Is that whole... That's that one, I think. So that, I believe, is going to go here. Like that. Yep. Okay. We're going to do the next one. Once I'm done these two sections, I'll show you guys what the missile bay looks like. Or the torpedo bay, I should say. That's going to go there. So I do like minifig scale stuff, William. Obviously. It can be a challenge, though. The biggest challenge I struggle with doing minifig scale stuff is just trying to fit everything, make interior spaces, and make it structurally sound. The beauty about doing a model that's like, you know, mini scale, doesn't actually have a full interior. You can get away with doing more details sometimes, just because you don't have to make sure it opens up. But, you know, I keep going back and forth. Basically what happens is I do a minifig scale model, and then I'm like, that was a lot of work. I want to do something that's mini scale so I can, you know, make a bigger item but in a smaller form. Then I do that, and then I'm like, kind of want to do something in minifig scale again. So I always keep flip-flopping back and forth. Not a bad thing, though. I guess it offers variety. William says, you are the only person I know that would attempt a minifig scale Titanic. Haha. I would totally do that. If I had the budget for it, and I had the funds for it, obviously, I would do it. Or the space, because that would be... The Titanic would be about almost 4 times the size of my yacht. Because the yacht is like 230 studs long. And I always consider a stud to be a foot if it was, you know, converted to RL. Real life, I should say. And the Titanic, I believe, is 882 feet long. So that would put it almost 4 times the size of my yacht. It would be absolutely massive. It would be my entire basement if it was to be minifig scale. So I don't have the budget or the space for that. But, you know, if someone out there, you know, like a museum or something wants me to do that, they're going to foot the bill, I'll absolutely do it. Promise I can deliver. We got people in on TikTok too. No one's chatting at TikTok, but that's all right. How's you going on TikTok? Feel free to say hello. Luigi Casal, how you doing, man? Thanks for tuning back into the stream. Think we're gonna finish this thing tonight? I think we're gonna finish it. That is the goal. So, this guy, and I'll show you this. So, let me just zoom in on this camera right here. That's the one? Yes. So, check this out. This is the front of the sub. And at the front here, these can come off. And they reveal the torpedoes in the torpedo bay. And obviously the other side does the same thing. Just lift these off. And there you go. There's the torpedo bay. The torpedoes do not come out. We got Torpedo T. Cormac. He's in the... Oh, hold on. Let me focus on what I'm doing here. Let's just go ahead and switch back to this guy. Yeah? Actually, let me make sure this one's... Oh, totally zoomed in by accident there. I don't know how to use this thing. There, how's that? That's probably pretty good, eh? Yeah, there we go. All right, back to this. Peter T. Cormac says, so excited to catch you on stream. Looks like a fun build, too. Hey, Peter, it is good to see you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Sure, you can probably tell at this point, but this is what we're building. We're doing the Typhoon Class Submarine. If I can figure out how to open the bag. Oh my god. Come on. Ah! Oh man. Ah! Okay, here we go. Come on. Come on, get him up here. Go, go. Oh. Yep. Come on. Oh, that bag was tough. Did not want to let its pieces go. Let's go back to this guy. Anyways, Peter T. Cormac, we're building a Typhoon sub. This is a set from LETBRICKS based off of one of my designs. They were kind enough to send it over, and now we are building it. Okay, so that's those. This time I got Kleenex for the stream because I am still sick, unfortunately. We are going to build now. Let's go to this one so you guys can actually see what I'm working on. There, how's that? Looks like we're going to build another sub-assembly. Okay. Sub assembly. Hold on. Got myself a, another booger there, of course. Good old cold. All right, let's go here. We are going to build this thing. We're going to be efficient, too, because we want to finish it tonight. That is the goal. I do have some more questions lined up for everyone, so we can participate in some chat stuff. That's 8. William says, I know I could look it up myself, but do you know how much the set costs USD to order? I think it's like 180. I want to say it's between 180 and 200, and that might even be Canadian dollars. It might even be cheaper American. I just don't want you to quote me on that. Oh, we got to build 2 of these. Do we got to build these? We do. Okay, one sec. So I think it's under $200 though, and which is pretty good because this thing's almost 3,000 parts. If this was an official Lego set, it would be like, $400 probably. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. Actually, William, in the description for this video, I do have the set linked, and it'll tell you the price there. And in fact, there's a discount code. If you go order this set right now, you can get 15% off by typing in MJB, all in capitals, for Mr. J Builds in the coupon section, and you'll get 15% off. And also, if you click that link, it is an affiliate link, so it does help me out a little bit too. William says, and as the designer, do you get any part of the profits? No, but what happened is, full disclosure here, LETBRICKS, technically the companies I work for, they paid me up front for the design. So they paid me up front, I get a fee up front, and then they can do as they please with the design from there. And if you guys are wondering, yes, they take care of us. They do very good. They're very honorable, and they honor their sales, and they've been great to work with. I have no complaints. I also have to make sure I know what the hell I'm doing here. Is this right? Okay, yep. Matthew Notman. Sorry, I can't speak. He says, enjoyed your super yacht build. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Yacht is over on the table here. I could show you if you want. She's right there. That's my girl over there. Zoom in for you. Still has a couple more changes to go, but she's pretty much there. I'm almost finished the instructions too. So, I mean, technically the instructions are finished, but they need changes to make them better and more appropriate. Plus, I gotta add the changes I've made. So that's taking a little bit of time, but I'm actually flying through them. I think they're going to be ready in a week to 2 weeks. Yeah, thanks for checking out the videos, man. Thank you for the support, and let me know what you think of the Mega Yacht. It was one hell of a build. Kind of glad that it's over, and I can move on to the next project. So, and right now the next project is this submarine. Matthew, where are you tuning in from tonight? Curious to know. And I do have a bunch more questions here. We'll start getting into those in a minute. Okay, so these are gonna go like so. Yes. Okay. Is that a good scene for you guys? Is everyone digging that? The overhead shot. I think it's working for now. These guys are gonna go here. Okay. Boom. William says, I need the design program you use to design some sets. Would love to see my designs sold as sets. Dude, absolutely. They would probably go for it too. If your designs are pretty good, they'll and you have good instructions making abilities, which it's not too hard to learn. I would say definitely try it. The program I use is called Bricklink Studio. Sometimes it's referred to as stud.io, but you can go to the Bricklink website and download it for free. Like, it doesn't even cost any money. And program, total game changer, like 100%. That program is the whole reason that I got back into Lego, because I was essentially in my Lego dark ages for a long time, and then I found that program, I think like 3 years ago, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try building something. And that's when I started designing my first Mega Yacht, and that thing was a lot more popular than I assumed. I was like, you know what? I'll just throw the instructions on this website. Didn't even know about Rebrickable. When I threw it on there, I was like, I don't expect any sales, and then it got quite a few sales. And then what's their name? Beyond the Brick, they did a video about the Mega Yacht, the first one. And ever since then, I was like, holy crap, this is actually pretty sweet. And that's what kind of started this whole venture into doing more Lego content and starting this channel, basically. And the support you guys have offered has been fantastic. I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, so that's gonna go here. Yes. What else we got? Pikachu Switch 099 Gaming. Gonna try to remember to read the comments over here. Says, I'm doing Titanic build in a few days, almost 2,000 pieces. I think that's going to be so fun. Is this, who makes that set, if you don't mind me asking? Just because I think the Lego Titanic set's like 9,000 parts, I believe. So I'd love to check out the model that you're talking about. See it, look it up. But either way, when you do the build, I hope it goes awesome. Hope it's a smooth build. 2,000 pieces, that's a great number. William says, I already designed a hovercraft a while ago. Saw that you discussed them last night. Hey man, you should send some pictures of the hovercraft. No nudes, please. I can't afford that. And we got East Brick Creations tuning in. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Says, have a nice time. Unfortunately, I can't watch it because I have to get up early. I have one more question. Are these bricks Lego quality? So, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you checking it out. They're not the same as Lego, but I would consider the quality pretty much on par. Like you can feel that there's a difference in terms of the materials they use. It's a different type of plastic, but as far as quality goes, like out of all the non-Lego brands I've used, this is probably one of the best. These guys and Les DIY, so far, so good. I've done this set. I'll show you a couple more here if I can figure out how to use this thing. Hold on a sec. Okay, one sec. This one right here, that blue yacht, that is Les DIY. Again, quality pretty much on par with Lego. And if you look at this smaller white yacht over there on my my TV stand, which doesn't have the TV on it because the TV's on the wall. But anyways, that is also Les DIY. And again, quality pretty much on par with Lego. And I'll say this much. Obviously, there is a difference in terms of like the materials they use, like I was saying. But you're paying way less for these off-brand Legos. So to me, it's 100% worth it. Obviously, there is a couple differences. Where are we at here? Okay, 3. Let me put it this way. Before I started working with Les DIY, I was like, I'm gonna be all Lego. Like, I'm not gonna do nothing else. And then when they contacted me and they told me about their plan, I was like, are you serious? Like, this for real? Like, you guys want to make my set or make my design a set? And they went through with it. They sent me this. Which one did they send me? Oh, they sent me this one, and that was the first Les DIY kit I built, which is that small blue yacht over there. And then from there, I was like, holy crap, this quality is actually pretty dang good, and for way less cost than Lego. So I don't know, man. Lego, they're gonna have some steep competition coming up here soon, I think. Well, they kind of already do. And then what do we got? William says nobody wants to see that. Haha. You never know. Never say never, William. Oh, we're up to 16 viewers. This is great. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Okay, come on. That's got to go there. Might as well get into our first round of questions. How long is the model? It looks big. This model, I believe, is... I think it's a little over 2 feet long. I got an idea. Hold on. All right, let's do this together. Yeah. 27 inches. So this model altogether is 27. Oh, this would make way more sense to do it this way. Right there. So you're looking at 27. Just under. Nice. So 2 feet, 3 inches. Is that right? Did I do my math right? Probably. You guys want that one or the overhead? Let me know. Matthew Noterman says, do they have the same pieces as Lego? For the most part, yes, there is some differences. I can show you in a minute here if I can get this piece off. And this one. Like, I'll show you a close-up of one of these pieces. Okay. There we go. So, take a look at this, Matthew. You see... Here, let's do it this way. See these bracket pieces? They're a little bit hard to see. but these brackets operate the same as Lego, but like they have a little rounded edge, so slightly different. What else? This part here, I'm not sure if you can see it on stream. This 2x4 slope curved, or sorry, curved slope. It has like these little kind of detailed indents in it, which look really cool. There's some other stuff. These, here, I'll show you this. These 3x1s, they have a little bit of a difference in them. Can't really see it there. They have like indents on the one side. Not sure why they do that, but so I've noticed just a couple of pieces have slightly minor differences. Put that back there like that. Switch back to here. There's other ones too, like the 1x1 2-plate high bricks with a stud on the side. The Lego versions are rounded at the back. These ones are square. So just minor differences, but in terms of quality, very happy with the quality. Where are we at? Mike Gardner's back. He says t-shirt is classic. Thank you. Can't go wrong with Back to the Future. Great movie. And William says, yeah, Lego lost out when they got rid of their design application. You could get boxed with instructions and other people could buy your sets from the app. Yeah, it just seems, you know, I love Lego. Love Lego. I mean, they're the ones that started all. It's just expensive, man. I just think it's their pricing, and they don't even need to. It just seems like there's just a little bit of greed there. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little bit. Like, do the sets really need to be that much? Like, you feel, kind of get that vibe. It's like, you know, that set's worth $40. Let's put it at 50. See if they buy it, sort of thing. And I think I get it though. Their quality is really good, and it's tough to say, man. I don't want to bash them. I mean, what I'm doing here on YouTube is kind of based off of Lego, so I'd say embrace it. Embrace all the different brands, right? You got Lego. So far, you got LETBRICKS, you got Mocsage. As long as the quality's good, let there be competition. There should be competition. If you want the consumer to win and have the best pricing, you want healthy competition. So to me, it's all good. Floco is in chat. Thanks for tuning in. Says, hey, do you have any idea yet when you'll be able to release the instructions for the big yacht? We are close, my friend. Firstly, thanks for tuning in to the stream. I'm going to say a week to 2 weeks. I don't want to put an exact time frame on it just because I have to. So the whole, here, I'll do this one sec. Where are we at? The whole first deck. So deck 1, you can see it right there. So basically this whole first deck, that is the most intense part of the ship to build. From there, the rest is pretty straightforward. But that whole deck, while the building process was pretty smooth, to make it smoother for people who are building it, I need to change the instructions and move some things around because I want the building process to be as smooth as possible for builders. It's really important to me. I could release them as they are now, but I don't want people to get frustrated when they're building it. I want it to be like, this is a fun, easy build, or at least as easy as I can make it. So I'm revamping the instructions. Unfortunately, you don't really learn about the changes that it needs until you actually build it yourself. And then you're like, oh, okay. When I was doing it digitally, I thought the way I set these instructions up was going to work. And then you're like, oh, okay, it needs some changes. And it's important to me. I want to make sure it's right before I release them. I'm very close. The good news is deck 2, 3, and 4, the instructions for those all ready to go. I just got to finish revamping deck 1, which has 9 parts to it. But once that's done, they will be released. And you guys should also know that I'm releasing, you'll be able to get the whole yacht as one bundle, basically. Or if people want to break it down, you can buy it deck by deck. So that's how I'm going to release it. And then eventually in a couple, hopefully sooner than a month, but it might take that long, I'm going to then release another version of the Mega Yacht in a dark color scheme. So stay tuned for that because I'm excited to see what that one looks like. I'm not going to build it because I couldn't afford that. But I know that the white version works, so if I do a different color scheme using the exact same pieces, I know it will work. Well, let me catch up and chat here. Eastbrick says, good night, everyone. Mr. J, I hope there will be more videos like this. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you again soon, and I'm hoping to make more videos like this as well. Pikachu says, my Titanic is from the brand Insoon with built-in lights and 2 options build with WYZE sunken or display mode. That is pretty cool, man. Now we are building some stabilizers for the front of the submarine. That's what we're building up, submarine. And let's see what we got. It's gonna go there. William says, I have over 30 designs that I put on the site for sale, and many of them sold. Wish I could find one of my sets that were bought. Oh, nice. This was Bricklink, you saying? That's pretty cool too, man. Matthew Norman, do you have any new ideas or of design and builds coming up? Not currently. I have a lot of ideas of what I want to do, but the mega yacht basically took up all of my design ability for the most part. But I'm all ready to get on to the next build basically and try something different. Okay, what are we doing here? This goes there. That goes like so. Sorry, just give me a minute here. There's lots of things I want to do next. I do want to do a catamaran at some point. I want to do an Arleigh Burke. Is that what it's called? An Arleigh Burke destroyer. Les DIY kind of wants to work with me to do that, so we'll see if that works. I want to do another yacht. I really want to do. I want to find a yacht company that's willing to work with me and maybe help cover some of the cost and actually do one of their ships. So I do a yacht that actually exists in real life for a change. That's gonna go there. And what else do I want to do? I don't really have any interest in doing any structures. I like sticking to, like, you know, models like ships and stuff like that. Oh, East Bricks is from Hungary. That's pretty cool, man. Getting people from all over the world. That's sweet. And DSH says, currently using epoxy putty to attach all the segments of the sword together. Tip curled up a bit on the printer, so I have to resculpt a bit. Dang. Hope that's an easy fix for you. Not too complicated. Okay, this is gonna go. Let's go like this. There, we got some stabilizer fins on there. And then William says, no, the Lego kind of idea is that. Oh, I see. Okay. Floco says, do you know already what the cost for the instructions will be? Yes, and I do know, I think, what I'm going to put them at. I'd be interested to know if you guys think this is reasonable, if you think I'm asking too much. Be fully honest, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I also have a piece here. Oh, right here. Duh. So, the mega yacht. This is what I was thinking of putting the instructions up at. If you want to buy the bundle, I was thinking about putting them at $140 Canadian. Now, I know that might seem crazy, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know what you guys think. You can be honest with me. The reason being is because my first mega yacht I posted, I think, when I first originally released it, it was $35 or $40 Canadian. But that one was like my first model. There's lots of stuff I would have changed about it. This new mega yacht, I have put a ton of work into. You know, it's been probably put for sure 10 months of work into it, at least 1,200 hours. It's been a massive undertaking. The instructions alone, each module, and I should say this, so module 1, which is the bow, has 4 sections. Each section's like 500 steps. So you times that by 4, there's 2,000 steps. Same with module 2. It's 5 sections, each about 400 to 500 steps. There's another 3,000 steps. The yacht altogether is probably 4,000 or 5,000 steps. Tons of instructions, a lot of work. So I was going to go 140, or you could buy each deck for $35, basically. So you could build it one at a time. But I'm really hesitant. I haven't committed to anything yet. I don't know for sure. I realize that might seem pricey for someone. It's more just about the work and the time and the effort that I put into it. I just want to make sure it's justified. And like, these aren't going to be like crap ass instructions. Like, they're going to be, you can follow it from the beginning of the build to the end of the build and build something that's 6 feet long, has 47,000 parts. Sorry, yeah, 47,800 parts. Like, it's not if someone's going to build it, 140 is extremely cheap compared to what the parts are going to cost, right? So, but if you guys think that's too cheap or too expensive, I'd be interested to know. If you think it's fair, I'd be interested to know. If you have suggestions, I'd be interested to know, because kind of uncharted waters for me. Let me catch up here. You should do Battleship. That is from Matthew Noteman. I think I want to do, like I said, an Arleigh Burke destroyer. Is that technically a battleship, or I guess that's a destroyer? So, and then DSH. If 140 is too expensive, you should be building the yacht. You shouldn't be building the yacht in the first place. There you go. That's what I'm thinking. If someone sees... Did I mess up on something here? I did. Hold on. There we go. I'm building the missiles right now, actually. Here, let's do this. Let's do this guy right there. Right now, I'm just building some missiles. Let me see. Yeah, no kidding, DSH. Buying all the pieces will be $1,000. 140 is an actual drop in the bucket. Okay, I'm glad to know that you guys were thinking the same as I was thinking. If someone's actually going to build this thing, 140 is like... That's to me, that's fair. And if you actually look at the prices, like for a site like... what's it called? Brick Vault? They're selling instructions at like $60 to $70 a piece for models that have 1/3 the part count. So I feel it's fair. Pikachu says, when I got my Titanic, I do a live stream on my Facebook so you can see how it looks. Yeah, I would love to. Let me know. I'll try to tune in. Luigi Cassell says, I don't think that is too much considering how much it will cost to buy all the pieces. It's a lot of your work, time, and corrections, so I think it's not expensive. 140. I never bought instructions, but it according to the final product. You guys are all saying you're making me feel a little bit better, I should say, about my pricing. I've been iffy on saying the pricing because, you know, you never know. People could be like, 140 for digital instructions? Like, that's crazy, but I'm not trying to make you guys feel better. With a lot, and I mean a lot of time and work went into that mega yacht. I've done the math. I would say I probably, since I started it, spent at least 20 to 25 hours a week on it. Well, you know, from designing, organizing parts, finding them, doing side jobs to pay for it. Like I said, all in all, probably over 1,200 hours I put into that mega yacht. So I just want to, make a little bit of money, and all that money that I make off of it, which won't be a ton, is going to go right back in the channel, making more content for people, and hopefully, you know, making more models and growing the channel. That's my main goal right now, is to grow this channel, get it bigger, and hopefully get a bigger following and lead to more collaborations and projects with people. All right, anyways, that was a long-winded answer. William says, will there be a parts list so someone can order like all the 1x2 bricks and order them, blah, blah, blah? Yes, so when I release my models, that's the other thing too. You get I think, I'm not exactly sure what everyone else is doing, but when you buy instructions from one of my sales, essentially, you're getting quite a lot. What you're getting is you're not only getting the instructions in PDF format, you're also getting a parts list in PDF format and Excel format, and I also give out the digital file for the yacht itself, which means you will have the digital file that I used to design it and do the instructions in your hands, so you can make changes, you can do whatever you want. You can also use those files to upload them to Bricklink to do your parts and find your parts that way. So it's not something everyone offers. I try to do that because I try to encourage potential builders to be creative and, you know, experiment, try new things. With Lego, I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying. Oh, what do we got? Oh, I got to build some more missiles here. DSH says, pay more in taxes for the bricks. That is true. What would the price be on the mega yacht? I had a feeling this question was going to come up. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, because everyone keeps asking me. I had about half the parts already after I did some bulk lots, and I also went through my own collection, and I took apart my first mega yacht, and that was about half the parts, and then I spent about $4 grand on the rest of the parts, Canadian. So that would be cheaper USD. I think Canada's probably the most expensive you're going to see. So altogether, I'm guessing that if someone was to build that thing from scratch using all brand new parts, and they didn't have any themselves, they'd probably be looking at least 7 to 8 grand. But you do the math, that's on 47,000 Lego parts. It checks out, you know. Someone else in a different country, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper. But yeah, I know, DSH. I'm actually debating on when I do this features video, but if I explain the pricing in it, because I don't want to scare people away. But it's expensive. You gotta remember though, that's if you don't have any of the parts. If you already have the parts, if you already have half the parts, or you have a good chunk of them, you can bring that cost down considerably. You know, imagine that yacht. Say you already had half the parts, and you only had to spend $3 grand. You just got a whole $47,000 piece Lego model for $3 grand. That's actually really good value. Pikachu says my Titanic costs 82 ducks. 82 ducks. $82. That's with the home delivery. Yeah, that's pretty good for 2,000 parts. Luigi Cassell, are you into naval industry, like naval architect, engineer? No, you know what? If I could go back in time, I would probably do something like that. I would love to be in a different location and go into like architecture for designing yachts or something like that. I think I would love that job. Obviously, you need to have a lot more skill set than what I have. You need to know about like aerodynamics and buoyancy and, you know, draft and all that stuff, which I don't know really anything about that. So, but I think if I go back in time, I would try to pick that path. What do we got? Cam Davis says, wow. And then Matthew says, hobbies are expensive. That is true. Keep in mind, I do want to stress, I'm selling the instructions. Les DIY is going to do a kit of it. So I will probably make a good chunk of the money back. So I consider it an investment, and it makes content for the channel. It's actually what's helped grow this channel quite a bit in the last few months. You know, we went from like 3,000 subs just a couple months ago. We're at 7,000 now, all thanks to the yacht. So it's like, to me, it's already worth it. I get to interact with cool people like you guys and chat with you guys and have you tune in the stream, all because of that ship, or at least some of you from that ship. So, you know, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Oh man, a lot of viewers. This is great chat so far. I appreciate everyone tuning in and pitching in. And keep in mind, that is if you went the Lego version. If you went with the Les DIY version, it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than going the Lego. By the way, I'm not sure if anyone caught it on my Facebook. I did announce it today that Les DIY will be releasing the Mega Yacht as a kit. We're in the process of getting that worked out. From Blocks to Mocs. Wow, that's a great name. From Blocks to Mocs. I love it. Says, yo, what's up? Got here from the Massive Yacht Build. How's it going for Blocks to Mocs? Fantastic name. I love it. We are building this beauty right here. This is a Typhoon Sub LETBRICKS. It's not a Lego model. It's a LETBRICKS model. They sent it over. But this model, the reason why we're building it is because it's actually based off of one of my designs. I designed this as a Lego kit about a year ago. They decided to work with me and they mass produced it as a kit. They sent one over for review. And that's what we're building. So welcome to the stream. Let's go this guy for a little bit. Yeah. Oh, let me adjust there. Here we go. William says the reason I asked is that I would like to build the Johnny Cash way, one piece at a time to get the parts. So that being said, you should be able to do that because, like I said, I'm going to release not just all as a bundle, but I'll make the decks available. You can buy deck 1 for 35 bucks. That'll come with the parts list and instructions for all the deck 1. Then you get through that, you could build deck 2, build it at your own pace sort of thing. Jonathan says, build looking good. Pikachu says, by the way, greetings from Belgium. Man, this is so cool. We're getting people from all over the world. This is sweet. Let's go to this guy. And we're going to put the missiles in the missile bay now. I should say the nukes. These would be the nuclear missiles, technically. From Blocks to Mocs says, ooh, very nice design. The build looks solid, amazing, good size and details. Thank you for that. And thank you to Mocsage and LETBRICKS for sending it over. And also thank you to them for choosing my design to mass produce. And I can say the quality has been fantastic so far. Greetings from Denmark. Man, we're getting people all over the world. I got to go to Europe at some point. I'm so jealous of everyone in Europe. I just love the history there. And I live in like a very rural section of Ontario. And there's not a lot going on around here, you know. So, you know what? We haven't asked any questions yet. And the chat's just been popping. So let's go ahead and ask one of our first questions. For new viewers tuning in, I like to do this to the streams, kind of keep the chat flowing. First question we're going to go with here is... okay, real simple one, real basic one. This one is, would you rather live in the city or the country? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Myself, I'm picking outskirts. I want to live right in between. I want to live right on the edge of the city if I could pick. You know, still close enough to get myself a McDub once in a while. Far enough, though, that you could do stuff and, you know, have like a nice, sweet property. What do we got? Cam Davis says, I would love to see you design a Lego RMS Queen Mary. That is one of the coolest ships that I have seen. the Queen Mary, is that like the very first one from the 30s, I believe it was? I would love to do that. That'd actually be really cool. Cam Davis, I already read that one. DSH says, you put transparent green rod in the middle of one of the missiles to represent the uranium. Haha. Are you saying I should do that? Oh, I should do that. That's actually a good idea. Technically, there's black in there. DSH says, country 100%. All right, Dan. Jonathan says, I'm jealous of your ability to design and build yachts out of Lego. Thank you, Jonathan. You could do it too, I bet, if you tried. The hardest part's the hull. The hulls are tricky, man. I'll be honest, too. I try something different with everyone. Everyone's different. I actually kind of already have ideas of how I want to do the next one, if I do another one. Right? That's not right. Here we go. That's got to go there. Here, sorry. I'll try to make this a little bit more visible for everybody. That's going to go like so. Yes, good. What do we got? From blocks to mocks. Country. I was raised here, but currently live very city. Orlando, Florida. Cool. We got people from all over the world. This is great. Cam says, yes, it is. Dan Harvey, I'm 100% with you on that, Mr. J. Outskirts, it is. I need my privacy, but don't want to drive an hour to get groceries. Yes, Dan Harvey. Nail, head. You got it, man. You hit the nail right on the head. Where am I here? So we got to do this. Bear with me here, people. Just got to catch up with myself in the instructions. Also, Dan Harvey, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you again. That's going to go there. This one's good. Here. Right now we're building the top of the missile bay. The nuclear silo bay, or what would you call that? It's the top that goes over the part where the nukes are. Cam Davis says, so I just recently visited the RMS Queen Mary just last year and took down a lot of notes of all sorts of different things, and I've been building it on Lego Digital Designer. Oh man, send her over. I'd love to see it. I promise I will not use any of your ideas, but I just love seeing what other people make. If you're comfortable sending it, I realize you might not be. And I got a little bit of it's not again. Yep. Still, this cold's really hanging on, guys. I apologize for that. What else we got? William says, I've always said that if I won the lottery, I would build me a place in the woods with a mountain view. Hey, I can respect that, man. I don't know if I go as far as the mountains, but I would be like near mountains, you know, on the outskirts of town. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got these ones. Oh, who was asking? Someone earlier was asking about the difference in parts. Here's another one here that's a little bit different. So let that focus here. Come on, focus. Focus. All right, so this part right here, this is a 2x2 wedge plate. It is a little bit different. Like it's got, the studs actually have holes in them. And the corners are rounded. But it still functions the same as one of the normal pieces like Lego would produce. Just slightly different. I've noticed that in a couple of pieces. There's just slight variants. I don't know why. I actually think it's kind of cool. It makes them like, gives it like its own little signature, right? Like it's not copying Lego 100% by any means. Okay, so now we're going this guy. There. Cam says, I'm trying to remember. Is the Typhoon Class sub the same as the Red October? Yes and no. It is the same type of sub. So yes, I guess that answers your question, but it's a modified version. The Red October is slightly longer. This is capable of carrying 20 nuclear missiles, whereas the Red October is capable of carrying 26. So it has 13 bays side by side rather than 10 side by side. And also, I believe the Red October is a little bit wider because it's got the Caterpillar drive. If you guys remember from the movie, Caterpillar drive is what makes it silent. If you guys didn't catch it yesterday, Hunt for Red October is one of my favorite movies. In fact, it's probably the reason why this turned out to be one of my favorite submarines, the Typhoon class. Looks so cool. Jonathan says, I'm in awe. He says, I've been building Lego my whole life. Never, ever have seen a model like your Mega Yacht. That has caught my attention this much. Everything is on point. Gotta build, man. Have a nice stream. Oh, he's got to go, I'm guessing. Hey, thank you for the kind words. Thanks for tuning in. And I appreciate that a lot. And hope to see you soon. And I am pretty proud of the Mega Yacht, but I'm not going to lie. I see some other people's builds, and I'm like, wow, those put mine to shame. Some people, the amount of detail they can get in their models is just absolutely nuts. The way they can configure pieces together, it's just like I'll finish a design, I'm like, oh yeah, mine's pretty good. And then I'll see theirs, I'm like, wow, mine is crap, and I must do better. Matthew says, can the parts interchange with Lego? I believe so, but let's just do a little test right now. Why don't we? What do we got? I got a couple. Here's a 2x6. So there's a 2x6 Lego Focus. Happy to say that they connect just like a Lego piece. Identical in size. In fact, why don't we just do this really quick? Go back to that guy. Let me grab this one. So here's the Lego version of this ship. Let's just see them side by side as of right now. Pretty dang close. Here, let's do this one. Like, if I'm far away, can you guys even tell that those are different brands? Looks pretty good to me. So, again, Lego version. And here's the LETBRICKS version. Missile silo. Sorry, chat. I gotta ask you guys about that chat. Do you guys like the chat overlay, or should I get rid of it? Don't be afraid to hurt my feelings. I'd rather know the truth. Let's throw that back over there. Yeah, the new stream setup, I have it where you can see, where people can see the chat during the stream. Let me know if you guys like that or you want me to change it. Let's see. Okay, where were we? What did we get? Wow, I gotta catch up in chat here. Let me do this first. Cam says, so Jay, I highly encourage you to go visit the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California, because they actually have a Lego Queen Mary that was almost, I want to say, 500,000 pieces. It weighs 655 pounds. Wow. Where do I get a job like that building that? That'd be sweet. And I'd love to go build it, or go check it out. It's just, I don't think we have any plans to go to Long Beach anytime soon. But if I ever go there, I've made a mental note to check it out. DSH says, the threaded rods I'm using are a bit warped, so my long sword is slowly becoming a katana. You know, that's the bright side of looking on things, you know what I'm saying? We'll just modify it to be a katana. William says, Jonathan says, your mega yacht is the best mock that I've personally ever seen. Wow, thank you. That's I really appreciate that, man. Now I must do better. That's, I don't even know how to respond to that. Thanks, man. I'm glad you like it. I hope it's the first of many big projects as the channel grows. We got, did I miss something? Jonathan, you remember? William says, still looking for someone to go on Lego Masters with me. I haven't even really watched Lego Masters. I hear about it. I've heard that they've screwed some designers around. Like, they'll keep kind of stringing them along and be like, oh yeah, you're just going to be in the next round of tryouts, but they just keep using them as background extras. I saw a video on it on YouTube recently. Not that I wouldn't take the chance if I had it, but I don't actually know if I would be good at Lego Masters, because I excel in an environment I'm comfortable with, and by that I mean let me design it digitally first. I don't know if I'd actually be a very good builder if you just threw me in front of a pile of Lego and said, build something out of it. You know, like, I operate very, very well when I get to take my time and thoroughly think it out and keep trying new things. And like the Mega Yacht, for example, a lot of the techniques, the build techniques you see on it, those might be like the third version of that technique. Like, for example, the angled bow section, I probably try 2 or 3 different things before I settle on it. So, what do we got? Jonathan says, don't undersell yourself. You're a great designer. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do feel I'm pretty good. Always room for improvement, though. So I'm going to keep trying to, you know, do better every build. You know what I struggle with? I struggle with adding details in smaller builds. I feel like I need to build a certain size just to get the detail level I want. From Blocks to Mox says, do you ever plan on doing any kind of city or maybe a large port for the yachts and subs? Maybe in the future. Not anytime soon, just because I don't have the space and I feel like I have to build the channel a lot first. But if I ever get to a point where I could make this more than just a hobby, and I had the space, then yes, I would probably do a full city. I'm pretty confident I could make some cool looking buildings, and a port would be really cool too. The problem is though, is if I was to make like a port that was minifig scale, like just to hold the mega yacht, like the port's gonna be like 12 feet long, like, so I don't know, but I'd consider it. Cam Davis says, no, I can't tell that they're different. Yeah, they're pretty close, man. I'm satisfied. Ivan says, wow, it's done. Technically what you just saw done was the Lego version, which I already finished, but we are getting closer on this version. We're about 75%. Jonathan says, that is going to be a hard to beat, kind of set a hard standard. Good night, cheers. That's a great note to leave on. Here's my thoughts. Peace out. Let's make sure this is good. We can fit this in there. Oh, did I do something wrong here? Come on, get in there. I will say their clutch power is a little bit stronger than Lego. Okay, let's move on here. What do we say? Luigi Casella, you never mix pieces. You never mix pieces, aren't you? Lego with other brands at your back. Those cabinets are only, yes, only Lego. And I'm not saying I will only use Lego, but it's important to me to keep the brands separate. If I'm working on a LETBRICKS model, I'm using LETBRICKS pieces. If I'm working on a Lego model, I use Lego pieces. I do not interchange them, if that's your question. Just because, again, it's kind of for like a content thing too. People want the brands that they're familiar with, right? Let's see why this isn't closing up here. Bear with me here. Oh, I think it's because I didn't have the missiles all the way in. Come on, get in there. There we go. Excellent. Okay, let's go now. This guy. Let's go there. Let's go there. And what do we got? Get back. So all the cabinets, like I was saying, are Lego behind me. I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to get like Mega Blocks and a bunch of off brands and just mixed it all in a bin, and trying to sort through that stuff is just a pain in the ass afterwards. So I try to keep everything in its place. You know, the Legos with the Lego, off brands with off brand. What do we got? The biggest pit YouTubers fall into is needing to go bigger. I'd watch series the same scale as the Mega Yacht, 100%. Oh yeah, like I don't think I'm gonna. The only way, I'll say this much, the only way I would build bigger than the Mega Yacht and do a project larger than it is if I could find a company that wants me to build one for them. Like say a yacht company was like, hey, we want you to do a model of our ship or whatever. Or if say an owner of a yacht reached out to me and was like, hey, can you do a model at this scale? Then I would do it. I would go bigger than that one. But for my own projects, I don't have any plans to go bigger than that one anytime soon. And like I said, if I can't find someone to actually work with, my next model will probably be an Arleigh Burke class destroyer. Probably around this size, you know, maybe 2,000-3,000 pieces. Kind of need to do something a little smaller because the Mega Yacht was massive. So gonna try to switch it up and do something a little smaller next time. But that doesn't mean that's gonna be my only Mega project. Don't worry, I will do some more cool stuff. I promise you that. Okay, folks, here we got Pikachu says, I think my Titanic arrives first week next month. Delivery takes so long. Yep. Let me know. Shoot me a message. You can shoot me an email. I will try to tune in. Matthew says, I like the way you did the digital build, then build video of the Mega Yacht. It's nice to see the process of design and build. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. Now that I know that people are interested in that, whatever I design next, there's probably going to be a lot more of that. I might even do like live streams. I think I just spit on screen there. Sorry about that. Not my smoothest moment. My wife knows all about unsmoothness, that's for sure. But yeah, I think the next build I do, I will start right from the beginning. Like I want it because it's content, right? I could do videos of me designing it. I could do videos of live streams of me doing the design. I could take feedback from people doing the during the stream, stuff like that. Now that I know there's interest in it, based off the first yacht, I think that's a good potential for content, and I can bring you guys along for the entire ride for whatever my next project is. Oh man, so we got one more bag to finish the yacht, or the yacht, wow, the sub, which means the last bag must be the stand. So let's take a look. All right. William says, sorry, I'm totally talking while we're opening bags here. Give me 1 sec here to sort this a little bit. 7, 8. That's the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. William says, well, I gotta sleep for work tomorrow. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Hey, William, appreciate you tuning in. I really do appreciate the support. I think you've been in every single stream, so thank you for that. And have a good day at work tomorrow, man. From Blocks to Mox says, I've never done the digital builds. Are you talking about rebrickable? So every one of my models I design digitally first on a program called Bricklink Studio, also known as stud.io. And then once I've done that, I order the parts, build it, make any changes as necessary. There hasn't been one model that I've done that hasn't required some sort of change. Some really minor. Actually, you know what? I'll show you this really quick. Let's go to this guy. This model is probably the only one that only required like one small change. It was like 99.9% good to go, the very first design. But this model only has 1,600 parts. The bigger they go, the more chances there are for things you miss in the instructions or initial design. But I am happy to say that almost everything I design is usually pretty good. You know, it only needs minor changes for the most part. I never have to do any crazy restructuring. So that's good. But your question, sorry, what was your question? You talking about rebrickable? Yes, so then once I'm done the design and I've confirmed all is good, I then put them on rebrickable. Sell the instructions. There's a couple free models that I have on there, but they're small ones, so. DSH says, the best part of 3D printing is that you don't need to worry about microplastics in your bloodstream if you have megaplastics in your bloodstream. That's a fair point, yes. Can't beat us if they've already beat us, you know what I'm saying? They can't beat us again. Okay, we got a little sub-assembly here. Technically, the whole thing's a sub-assembly. That's gonna go like this. That one. Yes, okay. And we got Cam Davis, your previous mega yacht before the last one. What was that? 37 pounds. How much did the most recent mega yacht weigh? Yes, that is correct. The first one was right around between 30 and 37. I can't remember the exact number. The Bricklink Studio tells you the weight, and it says that it weighs almost 100 pounds. It's like 97 pounds or something like that. It's a big ship. It's heavy. I haven't tried lifting it all up at once. Technically, I wouldn't want to do that anyways because it's modules, right? But it's pretty heavy, man. I will say that. Okay, where are we at here? Just want to make sure I don't mess up some stuff. That's like that. Yes, good. Nope, that goes like this. And Pikachu says, just click follow my page and get notified when I go live. That's true. I just got to remember to come back to the stream and check, but I will try my best. From Blocks to Mox is very cool. Yeah, I've always just free built. The way is possibly making life hard for myself. You know what? Props to you, man. I don't know if I could do it because, and I give props to the people who free build. I just think my collection isn't big enough. I don't have enough parts, like spare parts. So digital, what I like about digital is there's no limits. I just find the pieces I need and then I can build what I need to build. So I'm not limited by my part selection. I mean, naturally it does end up being more expensive just because I'm like, oh, these are the parts I want. This is what I'm going to order. And then obviously you can get, you know, pretty hefty on the price. But the digital design, you can just keep trying new things. You don't have to worry about a mess or taking stuff apart, or it's just, I prefer the digital. The digital has just opened up a whole new realm of Lego building for me. When I was a kid, I did it all, obviously, free build. And I give props to people who do strictly free build, because I don't think I could do it. I think I could do it if I had to, but I don't want to. I like the digital program. Haha, Pikachu says, it's all good, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I do want to support other content creators, though, so. Okay, where are we at here? That's got to be this. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we're doing... That's going like this. Okay. We're out in business now, y'all. Matthew Noterman, do you watch other builders on YouTube? Once in a while, when I can tune in. I try to, obviously, I know, like, you know, a lot of the Star Wars ones. Solid Brick Studios, R-Man Productions, I think is the other one. There's a couple others. There's a lot of smaller channels. I forget their names that I watch. Obviously, I'm a small channel myself, so I try to support them. And even if I can't catch their streams, I'll still make sure to like their videos when I see them, and just try to support them any way I can. Even just like subbing to them and liking their stuff when you see it, that makes a huge difference for content creators. Cam Davis, it's a beast, Mr. J. And I definitely have subscribed to your channel along with watching every single one of your videos. Yeah, the Mega Yacht. Thank you so much, man. Really, thank you a lot. I do appreciate that. There will be more content. Like I said, I'm hoping this is just the beginning of the Mr. J Builds adventure. Hopefully there's a lot more stuff and content to come. That's gonna go here like this. Look at that. Very nice, very nice. Good, good. Go to the next one. This bag. Matthew Noterman says, it's the nice thing about digital build is you get to see what it looks like before the physical build. Exactly. And you can do the renders. Like, it's definitely digital for me at first. You are limited by some stuff, though. Like, if you want to do some of those really complex builds that people do with crazy angles, like, it's really hard to do that digitally. So I will say it does have its limits. Luckily, though, any parts that I'm unsure that won't work in the digital model, I have enough parts here that I could probably like do a test version with my own bricks and then make sure it works, and then, you know, add to the digital model. Where are we at? This guy here. Want to get this done tonight, so we're flying. We're making sure we're getting her done. There's that guy right here. Why don't we go ahead and ask another question? From Blocks to Mox says, has the price ever made you redesign a build? I'm sure it's all expensive I'm sure it's all expensive at that scale. I wouldn't say it's made me redesign the build, because there's some pieces that I'm like, that's the piece, has to be that one. But it has made me change stuff like colors. Like, I might be like, especially internal colors, it might be like, holy crap, this 3x1 that I put in yellow's $4, but the red version's $1. Horrible example. So that'll change. I do change some things to bring the price down sometimes, but for the most part, if there's a piece that works and there's like no other piece alternative, I will just keep it in there. But I will say this, when I'm designing the models, I do try to consider cost. I try to make sure not to use really exotic pieces that are really rare. I try to use stuff that's readily available if someone wants to build it themselves. And I try to not use any pieces that aren't in production anymore. Am I missing a piece here? Hold on a sec, guys. No, I need 72. Did I misplace a piece? No. Oh, look at that. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I thought we were missing a piece. I haven't missed one piece yet. There's been a couple times where I'm like, I think it's missing a piece, but it's hiding on me. So I'm happy to say that the quality control for this company haven't had a misstep yet in terms of a missing piece in a bag or just a missing piece in general. Almost got me though. What's that? Blah, blah, blah. Has the price ever made you redesign? I'm sure. Oh, sometimes it makes me redesign the color. I'll say that much. Okay, we're gonna go to another question here. What one do I want to pick? What one do I want to pick? I got a good one, I think. What is your favorite guilty pleasure movie? And by that, I mean it's a movie that you know is complete crap, not very good, but you like it anyways. You'll watch it pretty much any chance you can get because you're like, that movie sucks, but I'm going to watch it anyways. For me, I'm going to say it's Tomb Raider from 2002. My wife and I love watching that movie because it's so ridiculous. But it's just a fun, silly movie. And then we got a question here. Yeah, so what's your favorite guilty pleasure movie? Let me know in the chat. Matthew Noterman says, what's your favorite build that I've done so far? Well, right now it's definitely the Mega Yacht. Just because. Uh-oh. Did I mess something up? No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. We're okay. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I'm not messing things up here. Right now it's the Mega Yacht. I don't know. It's hard to say because I like all the builds for different reasons. Like, I'll say this much. That one I just showed you. This one right here. That boat right there. It's not my favorite build, but it's one of my favorite builds, if I can say it, just because I'm very happy with how much detail I was able to get into a model of that scale. This one I was really happy. And this one, it only took me like a week to design and then a week to get the parts and a week to build. Like, it was really quick. This one was one of those ones where it's like everything just lined up and I was able to build it and get it done. I was like, wow, that turned out really good at that scale. But obviously, it's not my favorite build. My favorite one currently would be the new Mega Yacht until I move on to something else. So, Mike Garner says Sunday Fun Day movie, Forrest Gump or Dumb and Dumber. Dude, those are both classics, man. Those aren't even guilty pleasures. Dumb and Dumber is like one of the best comedies, and Forrest Gump, fantastic movie in my opinion. Love Dumb and Dumber, man. Pull over. It's a cardigan. Fantastic. Dumb and Dumber, great movie. And Jeff Daniels, that guy doesn't give enough credit, man. I mean, obviously Jim Carrey, fantastic. But Jeff Daniels, man, he was fantastic in that movie too, and they almost didn't cast him. I think Jim Carrey actually kind of helped Jeff Daniels secure that role, which is really cool to know. And I'm pretty sure, I think Jim Carrey is Canadian. I think Jeff Daniels might be too. I can't remember. Pikachu says, I put one bag at a time on a tray so I don't overlook pieces. That's smart. Oh, Matthew Noterman, Tremors with Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm coming back. Wait. Oh. Okay, I have a VHS copy of Tremors somewhere, and I gotta find it. Thought I had it right here. I'm gonna look one more second for it. Give me this. Okay, I'm really upset right now because I can't find it. I actually featured it in one of my videos recently. I have a VHS tape of Tremors because it's one of my favorite movies. Love that movie. That's a really good one. Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward. I was really pumped to bring out the... I know I have it somewhere down here. I used it in a video. I must have put it somewhere and forgot where I put it. I was going to bring it back and scream, like, check this out, Tremors, represent. But then I just decided not to do that because I don't have it. Tremors, anyways, one of my favorite movies. Love it. Love even the second one. The second one was pretty good too. What do we got? DSH says, hold on, just give me one sec here to make sure I am on the right path. Okay, now that I'm in my zone. DHS says, I'd love to see an insight on the digital design process. Do you build the Technic frame first or work out some of the smaller details? I would say I probably picture one part in my mind. I'll use an example for the yacht. Like the Mega Yacht, I literally just started with the side of the hull and I did a window. I was like, okay, this window's pretty cool. Gives me an idea of the scale. But I kind of just work my way from there. And then once I kind of work backwards. I almost got to build what I want it to look like from the outside first. So I'm like, okay, this is how I want it to look. Now I got to find a way to support all those. And then from there, I kind of build the Technic frame as I go. I really go all over the place, to be honest with you. I usually start with a specific feature and work my way from there. And then the Technic frame sort of comes as I find ways to incorporate it, I guess. I actually thought about doing, like I said, a live stream of the digital design. I'm just iffy on doing it only because I'm not gonna lie, guys, there's some nights where I go to design and I have like a brain fart. You know, I'm just like, I get builder's block and I'm like, oh, I can't think of anything and I need to step away and come back. There's other times too where I'll start designing something and I just don't like it. And I keep restarting it and I'll delete it and then I'll start again and I'll start again and I'll just keep doing it. I don't know if that's something people would really want to see on stream, or it might get boring for them, or I feel like I might feel pressured to deliver content and I might settle for something that I normally wouldn't. So yeah, it's I don't know if that really answers your question, but it's really, I start with a section and then I build my way from there. I never really start with the Technic frame, if I'm being honest with you. I kind of got to build the Technic frame based around what I want the ship to look like, or whatever my design is. Here, I'll show you a great example, actually. One sec. So, this guy right here is, this is one of the main spaceships. It's like basically the front section of my Deep Freeze Defender, which I'll show you right here. So there's my Deep Freeze Defender. You can kind of see it's my UCS version of it. I took off one of the spaceships on the front. So when I decided to do the Deep Freeze Defender, I started with this guy first. I was like, okay, I'm just going to design the ship at the front of it, and then once I have that, I now have a baseline to design the rest of the model. This one obviously doesn't have a Technic frame. It's too small. Doesn't need one. But I always start with a small section and then build from there. And that's just how I do my designs. And that's kind of how I've always done them. I've been a big believer of just start small and work your way up sort of thing. That's probably good there. Mike Gardner, so you're saying there's a chance. He died. His head fell off. I gotta watch Dumb and Dumber again. Blah, 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 blah. What do we got? DSH says, love to see. All right, I read that. This is going of your build time. I'm not sure what that means. Matthew says, nice. Grew up watching it. Love that movie. Fantastic. The Cans and Bricks is back. Now that's looking like a Typhoon. Yes, it is. Thank you, good sir. Welcome back to the stream, by the way. We're going to finish this thing tonight. We're pretty much in the final stages, which I am pumped about. I don't know if anyone's watching on TikTok. We're tuning. We're live on TikTok, but no one ever jumps in. I can't figure out that platform. I also don't really spend a lot of time putting content on that platform, so that's the other thing I struggle with is I actually really do want to make a lot more content. I struggle with time sometimes just because I do work full time and I got the kids and the family and all that stuff. So my time is limited. But hopefully as this thing grows, if I can find more time to make more content, I will get more out there. Like whoever was talking about the digital part, that's a great thing is, yeah, technically there's a wealth of content there. I could start doing streams and videos about what I build. So gonna keep rocking here. Is this a good scene for you guys? You liking it? Matthew Norman says, what advice do you have on digital builds? I want to build a micropolis city design and build. Let me think. You know what my advice would be if you haven't done any digital design? The first thing I would do if I were you, don't build anything yet. Go online, go on YouTube and watch some tutorial videos, because if you take half an hour just to watch some tutorial videos and look up stuff like tips and tricks for Bricklink Studio, you're going to learn a bunch of stuff in that 20 minutes. It's going to save you so much time when you start building. I didn't do that. And I wasted a lot of time in my first couple builds because I didn't know a lot of the tricks and little design things you could do to save yourself time. For example, one of the features in that program is, let's say you build a sub-assembly. I'm going to use this as an example. So this is a small part of the sub, you know, but it has a mirrored version on the other side. So it's not a copy, it's a mirrored version. When I first started using that program, I would build the first version and then build the whole other version by scratch, not realizing that in the program there's literally a button that says copy and mirror, and you can make an exact replica in a mirrored version of the sub-assembly you just made. Didn't know that at first. Wish I would have known, but again, didn't know any better at the time. So that'd be my first step of advice if you start doing digital stuff, is to look at some tutorials first. I know it sucks, you want to get into it, you want to start building, totally get that. But it's totally worth it to just look at a couple tutorials and tricks and tip videos first. You're going to save yourself a bunch of hassle and time in the long run. Let's talk about actual tips for building. Let me think. Wonder if I should actually do a video of tips and tricks for Brickling Studio and advice. My advice would be start small. There's a big reason for that. Don't do what I did, and my first model was my first mega yacht, and I had no idea how to use the program. You can really tell if you look at the instructions. They're not bad, but the instructions I do now definitely improved a little bit. But you want to do a small model first so you can make your model, then you can design the instructions, learn the instructions maker, which can be very tedious at times. Then you can order your parts, build it, and figure out yourself what worked and what didn't work. Was it structurally sound? And if you're designing digitally, do not be afraid to overbuild. Make that thing sturdy, because you don't know how sturdy it is doing it digitally. You have no idea because you can't physically feel it and feel its strength. So I tend to overbuild, but you end up with models like this, which are super strong. I just said super strong. You can whip it around. Like, that's a solid build, right? So I don't know if that really helped you at all. I hope it did. Just don't be afraid to build strong. Look up some tutorials and start small. Those would be my main pieces of advice. Okay, now let's see. I think I saw Dennis Charlton like the stream. I wonder if he's tuning in. The Cans and Brick says making instructions is the worst part. I would agree. I don't really enjoy making the instructions. Kind of sucks, but you got to do it. The worst part, the worst thing I hate about instructions is if you got to make major changes, because that program, you might have, say your instruction book has 400 pages, but then like at page 200 you need to make a big change and it ends up adding a couple pages. Well, then all the pages after that were already set, all the angles of the model will change. So you have to go through each page individually again to make sure it's all good. Pain in the ass. I don't like it, but can't really complain. The program is free and it is extremely awesome, and it's like a total first world problem. So it does kind of suck, but I don't mind it. It is what it is. So I would say instructions are probably the thing I like the least as well. I always go in waves too. Like I'll be like, oh man, like say I started digital design. I'm like, oh, this is exciting. I'm into it and I'm really enjoying it. And then it'll go for a couple weeks and I'm like, wow, I'm getting bored of this. I kind of want to move on to the next part, which is ordering the parts. And then I'll start that phase. And then, you know, like, it was great. And then after a couple weeks, I'm like, wow, this sucks. I want to go to the next part. I want to build it. And then I'll start building it. And it's like, this is great. I'm finally building it. And then I'm like 2 months in with the mega yacht, for example, like, holy crap, when is this thing going to be done? I need to finish building it. And then move on to the next phase. Now I'm like, oh, I can't wait to finish it and start revamping the instructions. Now I'm revamping the instructions. Like, wow, this sucks. I can't wait for the next phase. Like, there's all good and bad to every phase, I guess, if that makes sense. Man, I'm totally rambling. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, let's ask another question. I feel like I'm just talking everyone's ears off. Oh, I got a good one here for everyone in the stream. If you're willing to comment, what do you do for a living? What is your living? How do you make your living? You know, what you're doing out there for jobs. No judgments or pressure. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. If you're willing to answer, pretty cool. Myself, I work for a utility locating company. Basically, we locate underground high voltage lines for wind turbines. I am not a field guy. I am one of their office guys. You can tell if you know what I'm saying. And that's what I do. I basically am an operations manager. It's a pretty good job. I'm very lucky to have it. They've been pretty good to me. Yeah, it's my job. So if you guys are willing to let me know, what is it that you guys do for a living? I'd be curious to know. I mean, we got people from all over the world tuning in, it seems. So what do you guys do for your living? Like I said, me. Uh-oh, did I mess something up here? Let's go with that one. Okay, that's gonna go here. Yes, goes there. That goes there. This goes here. There. Perfect. Oh yeah, we're flying now. We are flying. Okay. Good. What do we got? The Cans and Bricks says I took a full year to finish my 757. I did build a F-104 and MiG-21. You did a MiG too? That's cool, man. I gotta check out your builds. Give me a link. I want to see that 757. Luigi Casal, I'm an industrial designer. Wow, that's cool. Or wait, the Cans and Brick. Did you send me? I got an email from someone that sent me a picture of an airplane that looked really cool, really badass at a Lego. But I don't recognize the name. Did that come from you? Anyways, Luigi Casal says he's a digital industrial designer. Wow, that is badass, man. Way cooler than what I do. But work in civil engineer studio as a designer, AutoCAD basically. You know what? I feel some of the stuff I do, we don't deal with AutoCAD, but we use a program called TerraModel, which has some similarities to AutoCAD. I feel that I would be very fluent in AutoCAD if I took the time to learn it, or if I wanted to get a job in it. Put it this way: if I ever like lost my current job, I would probably take some AutoCAD classes and apply to do some AutoCAD stuff. But that's cool, man. That's pretty badass. DHSH says I'm going to college for engineer this fall. Nice, another engineer, very cool. Mike Gardner says cameraman at Coldplay. Where's my button for the laugh emoji? Mike Gardner's the cameraman at Coldplay concerts. Why, did something crazy happen recently at a Coldplay concert? Matthew Noterman says I work at a bearing and hydraulic hose company in Finnish. Wow, you guys got some cool jobs. We sell to the oil field and farmers. Very cool. The Cans of Bricks says, yes, that was me. I'll link my socials again. Perfect. Yes. So that plane you did, fantastic, man. I think I responded to your email there. Although it sounds like, from what I read, you're saying you're having some trouble with the renders. Might need a different PC. Just so you know, I actually design and build PCs as a side hustle. I could hook you up with some recommendations if you want to upgrade your rig for good pricing as well. Just throwing that out there. Luigi Casal says, love Lego from child back in 1980. Got in my dark age and get back with my kids. So back playing with this. Sweet, man. That's great. Hey, we all go through the dark ages. We've all been there, man. Happens to the best of us. Right. Okay. Whoa. Did I miss something here? No. Okay. That's gonna go like a this. I had dark ages too, man. I think we all go through it. I think what happens is, like, you know, you're into Lego at like 10, 11, then you start growing up, hitting those teenage years, and you're like, all right, that's enough. I need to do something else. I need to do something cooler. And then as you get older, you're like, you know what? Lego is pretty sweet. It's not that childish. I mean, it kind of gets that vibe. People give it that stigma. But then when you're older, you're like, screw it. I want to build some Legos. When you get big into it. And then you get out of your dark ages. I was in my dark ages for a good amount of time. Then I bought a Lego kit when I was like maybe 10 years ago. It was a Star Destroyer. And that kind of got me back into it. Not like I am now. But I was like, okay, I'm going to buy a kit every once in a while. And then, like I said, once I found Brickling Studio about 3 years ago, that's when this really exploded into what we're doing now. I've done a lot of different things as hobbies. I was really big into music for a bit. Played in lots of bands. I still play in a band that does like rock and roll. It's all originals, but it's like indie rock and roll with some blues. It's pretty good stuff. And obviously I used to do the metal band back in the day. No one around here likes metal though, so don't really do that anymore. Still love playing metal music on my guitar though. Like I said, Mike Gardner will attest to this. I used to do a live stream comedy show. We did a show every Wednesday. It was very inappropriate, very funny, and very fun. If Mike Gardner's still in the chat, he can let them know that how epic the show was. Did it for about 2 years. It wasn't really growing, unfortunately. We only capped out at like 30, 40 viewers every show. It was fun though. It was a good learning experience. It's how I learned to do all the stuff on this stream, like the cool graphics and the camera angles and stuff. Anyways, what the hell were we talking about? I think I was talking about people's jobs, what people do for jobs. Totally went on a rant there. Louis Cassell read that. Matthew Norman says, I grew up building Legos. Out of it now. My wife and I started buying the Harry Potter sets. Nice. So did your wife kind of get you back into the Lego stuff? I'm trying to convince my wife. Oh, I can hear her coming down the stairs. Uh-oh. No. Maybe. Somebody in chat.
Trying to convince me of what?
Somebody in chat just said that their wife got them back into Lego doing Harry Potter sets.
Oh.
Now I'm trying to tell them that trying to convince you to build Lego with me at some point. Or play a video game with me.
I do play video games.
That's true. That's true. You want to come say hi? No. Okay, she's not going to say hi, guys. Can you come wave your hand in front of the camera so they know I'm not crazy? You don't have to be on screen.
Why?
Just come wave your hand in front of the camera.
Why?
Because, yeah, come on. Hold on. She's going to wave her hand in front of the camera, guys. That's my wife. Haha, thanks.
Yes, I exist.
Want me to grab your butt before you go?
No.
Okay.
You gotta do that later.
All right. Bye-bye. Love you. I'm an idiot. Let's leave it at that. All right, where were we? Mike Gardner, show was great. Oh, Mike Gardner says hi, Jess. I don't know if she heard me. She went to the laundry room. Am I doing this right? Okay. Yes, I am. That's good. That's good. Dan Harvey says, just a boring auto mechanic here. Hey, man, if it pays the bills, do you enjoy what you do? That's what matters. I think as long as you're happy, that's the main thing, man. There's probably people out there making tons of money who aren't very happy doing what they do. And then there's other people who make very little money, but they're happy. So you enjoy being a mechanic? Matthew says, yes. And now we did a date night and she bought me a set and we started building together. Oh, how romantic. Very beautiful. Matthew says, hi, wife. I don't know if she heard that. Mike Garner says, need to build a life-size version of Jessica. I don't know, man. Huh? Oh, Matthew in chat says hi, wife. He says hi, wife. I don't know. Oh, Noterman? He's just a viewer.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to say anything back?
Hi.
She says hi, Matthew. Okay. All right.
We know if you Matthew.
That's true. It's not. I don't think it's anyone that we know. Well, I don't know. Well, now we know him from the stream. Thanks for tuning in, Matthew. Yeah. Next time you come back down, bring popcorn. I don't know.
Your hand's busy?
That's true. Good point.
You're talking and building Lego. How are you going to add
That's true.
popcorn into that too?
I don't think they can hear you.
You can hear me.
That's true. All right, Shoo. Love you. Yes. Okay, where were we? Crap, I messed up. No. I will say this. I feel like you got to use... Sometimes their clutch power is really good and you got to go back to the old school Lego brick separator. Where were we? Oh, Mike Garner said you need to build a life-size Jessica. I don't know how I feel about that because I'd want to do stuff to it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. I see. That's got to be there. Here, you know what? We're going to switch it up, I think. Go like this. Go to that scene right there so you guys can see what I'm working on. Is that in focus? Yeah. Is that good for you guys? Dan Harvey says, my ex-wife reignited the hobby when she bought me the Porsche back in 2016. You know what? That'd be a great set to get you back in Lego, that's for sure. Scrolling down here. Luigi Casal says, I only get Lego sets a few years, start buying Lego pieces in small quantities, but never begin building mocks. Love stud.io. Making sets I never could afford and learning Technic, but never get the time and patience to learn how to make instructions. Yeah, dude, the instructions are tricky. Not gonna lie. Then they're not fun. That's for sure. Let's go this guy there. Oh, forgot a piece. Gotta do that. Matthew Noterman says, we know each other now. Exactly. We're best friends practically now, man. Your family. The Lego family. I hope I didn't just creep you out. I have that effect on people sometimes. Oh, I shouldn't have put that piece in just yet. Come on, get in there. Hold on, guys. Okay. Let's figure this out here. There we go. Oh, I see what's going on here. There we go. Excellent. Maybe I should follow the steps in order as they're presented. And that's gonna go there. That's gonna here like this. That's like that. Dan Harvey, I used to enjoy it. It was a fun hobby. Then I made a career, but I don't love it so much now, 14 years later. Hey, man, I do think that happens to people too, unfortunately. And it does pay well. And unfortunately, things are not cheap right now. I got to pay the bills, so gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, LETBRICKS is in the studio again. What's going on, LETBRICKS? Welcome to the stream. We are, look how far we are in this thing. We're almost done this beauty. Oh, yeah. Very sexy, very nice submarine, yes. We're going to finish it, this stream. We're actually pretty dang close to finishing it. If I can remember where I was. We were here. That's going to go like this. Where were we? DSH says, brick separators in my mouth. Fair enough. Good to know. Mine's probably found its way to my mouth at some point. You know what? Actually, I got more than one. I got this whole thing right here. I don't know if this is like a modest collection. There's probably like 13 in there. I know there's some people that have like hundreds. Pikachu says, downloading Bricklink Studio now. Going to try it out, bro. Thanks. Hey, man. Do it. It's awesome. You won't regret it. But don't be afraid to take your time and just learn it, okay? It might seem like a lot at first. You just got to give it some time. The more you use it, the more you're going to get comfortable with it, and the more it's going to open up crazy opportunities. And one of the coolest things about Bricklink Studio, once you're done a model, you can save it. You can upload that file directly to Bricklink and get your parts list. It's so easy for ordering parts. Well, I shouldn't say it's easy, but it's so convenient for ordering parts. Oh, man, we're flying here. The Cans and Bricks says socials incoming. Bring on the socials. In fact, if anyone else out there has their own channel or social media, feel free to link it. I always like to support other creators when I can and encourage, us to grow the community and more Lego builders. It's not a very bad thing, right? You know what? Let's do... you guys can't actually see what I'm building, so we're going to move this like so. And we're going to go like this. So you guys can see what I'm working on. We're going to build the tail now. And LETBRICKS says, wow, looks like it will be finished soon. Yes, indeed. Probably within the next half an hour, I'd say. But Garner says, did you see the Lego car video I was saying earlier? I saw that you sent it. I haven't actually watched it yet. I'm assuming someone built like a life-size car out of Lego that actually works, which is crazy. Like, they must have a frame in that if that's the case. That's crazy and awesome. Let's go for another question here. Ooh, oh, I got a good one. This is a good one. What is something that is on your bucket list? Something that you absolutely feel you must do, that you want to do before you die. What is something that's on your bucket list? Please let me know. I'm curious to know. For me, let me think. I'm going to say my bucket list item is pretty generic. I got a couple of them. Just one specific thing to do. I'd like to try skydiving at some point. I would like to go on like a fully enveloped vacation to Europe. Like go there for at least a month, see all the countries, experience everything it has to offer. We just can't afford that yet. We're not really at that point. But someday, the wife and I, the kids are old enough to bring them. I'm bringing them right now because they are too young and that ain't going to be a vacation. Once they're older, maybe we'll bring them. And I'd like to go to Europe for at least a month. Just do a sweet vacation. That's on my bucket list. A cruise is on my bucket list. That one's definitely more attainable. I feel like that one's we could probably do this year, maybe. We'll see. And yeah, skydiving. For some reason, I really want to try skydiving. I think that'd be cool. So I gotta build another one. Yes. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. What else? What do you guys got on your bucket list, though? What do you want to do before you kick the bucket? What's on your bucket list? There's got to be something. I know everybody's got something. Even if it's something you think is scary that you might be scared to try, but you really still want to try it. What do you got? DSH. Oh, Mike, by the way, I will watch that video. After the stream, I'll check it out. DSH, the UCS Razor Crest and Technic Lamborghini at Sion, and I love taking pictures of my bearded dragon on them. You have a bearded dragon? That's sweet. UCS Razor Crest, great set. I have that one. And bearded dragon, that's cool. I'm trying to convince my wife to get a reptile after our dogs, their time comes, which hopefully we still have them for a long time. But when their time comes, I wouldn't mind switching it up and getting a reptile. I'd love to do like a bearded dragon or an iguana or a turtle. Probably get a turtle because that one's more friendly and cute. The kids will like it, but bearded dragon would be sweet. Or some big type lizard would be so cool. I'm not sure if you caught it last night, but in the stream I said my favorite animal were snakes. So I'm a big fan of reptiles. Luigi Casal says Europe is awesome. Hell yeah, man. Europe's got all the cool stuff. Over here where I'm at, not a lot of history over here, and the land's all flat. There's not much to see. It's peaceful. It's not bad here. It's just there's not a lot going on. Europe's got all the cool stuff. Got all the different nationalities and differences in culture and stuff. And your cities are, in my opinion, the cities are just so much better in terms of they're more meant for walking. There's not so much cars and stuff. And just I don't know. I'm totally sold on Europe. Probably move there someday if I can. If I can talk the wife into it. We have oh, you guys can't even see what I'm building. I'm sorry. Don't be afraid to let me know if you can't see what I'm working on. Sometimes I forget to look at the screen. All right, this guy goes there. Yes, that one's gonna go there like so. Where are we at? Matthew Noterman says bucket list is to finish my hot rod. Like a legit hot rod? That is pretty sweet. We'll love to see a picture of it if you can send it. Just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. Pikachu says try them Belgian fries and them Belgian beers and chocolates. Noted, my friend. Because Belgium is definitely on the list of European countries I want to go to. Luigi Cassell says history. DSH says I really want to be a black-tailed cribbo. Giant smart snake. Oh, you want to get a black-tailed. Sorry, not be one. Being a snake would suck. Like, I got no arms and legs. I'm screwed. Yeah, a giant smart snake. Smart snake, does that just mean like they're very intelligent snakes? Or they're intelligent as far as snakes go? I'm assuming that's what that means. Are they friendly snakes? Like, can you pick them up and stuff and hang out with them? Will they chill with you? That's cool. You want to get one because snakes are super cool to me, man. That's gonna go there. Oh, is there 4 of these things? No. Oh shit. Oh, probably shouldn't have swore on the stream. Oopsie. You guys didn't hear that. There we go. Where are we at? Matthew Noterman. Cruises are fun. Going to the Caribbean in December. Sweet. My boss just went on an Alaskan cruise, and I talked to him the other day, and he said it's awesome so far. And I can't decide if I want to do Caribbean first or like an Alaskan cruise. Probably be Caribbean because I've heard great things. I'll probably do Royal Caribbean as well because I've heard they're pretty much one of the best, at least as far as first cruises go. Matthew Norman says, yep, a 1923 tea bucket. Wow, that's cool, man. That is pretty cool. There's probably a lot of people in the chat who are jealous. DSH says, oh yeah, they're super intelligent and personal. Oh, that's cool. So they're actually kind of friendly. That's sweet. Maybe I can convince my wife to get one. Probably not, but you never know. Okay. Building the tail right now. She's gonna look real complete here soon. Okay, that's good. And this is gonna go like so. Is oh, come on. Okay. Nope. That one there. That one goes there. And this one goes here. Like so. Yeah, we're still kicking 18, 20 viewers. This is great. Really appreciate you guys sticking around. I know I say a lot. It's probably starting to sound like a broken record, but does mean a lot to me that you guys are sticking around, participating in chat. Is that it for bucket list stuff? DSH says, I mean, if you want a 7-foot snake that looks like a black mamba and eats guinea pigs, dude, I still think that's, man, is a 7-foot snake, is that big enough to like constrict you? I realize that type of snake might not be a constrictor type, but is 7 feet big enough to like take out a full adult? You know, just curious, because I have heard of people that have like pythons and stuff, and like the python like basically constricts their owner at one point. Matthew Norderman says, cruise tip, don't get an interior room. They suck. Wasn't planning on it. Well, the wife and I already talked about it. We're pretty sure if we do ever go on a cruise, we are going to get definitely like an exterior balcony room. You know, just for the views and everything and the experience. And I feel like if you're going to go on a cruise, you might as well spend the money and do it right? Like if it's a difference of a couple $100 or even a couple thousand, how often you need to go on a cruise, you might as well spend the money and do it right. So, the Kansan Bricks has given us some socials. I think the Kansan 12. Kansan 12 Levy, Sayer Levy US. What does that mean? You probably already told me. I just have a bad memory. Where are we at? Let's go with another question here, since we got the bucket list stuff out of the way. Actually, let me just make sure I'm on the right path here. Okay, that's all good. Check this out. Very cool. So that's gonna be like that. All right, now we're building the tail end. DSH says, are more likely to just chase down prey. Oh, cribbos are more likely to just chase down prey and wrestle them to death. So, okay. Fair enough. All right, next question. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be? So, the time has come, unfortunately. I don't know why you're on death row, but just for the sake of this social experiment, you're on death row. What's your last meal going to be if you had to pick? Now, keep in mind, this question isn't what's your favorite food. It's what is the last meal you would want to eat. I stress that because my favorite food is probably pizza, but it's definitely not the last meal I would want to eat. Pizza is my favorite because, you know, it's pretty versatile. Who doesn't like pizza? Pretty much you can have it any time. But as far as last meal, I hate to sound kind of generic, but I'm probably going with steak. You know, probably steak. You know what? I'm going to try to get a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, yo, give me a steak. Give me baked potato. You know, throw in some, what else? Throw in a little bit of pasta. You know, I'm going to go big. Like, just give me a bunch of stuff if they can hook me up. But steak's probably going to be in there for sure. DSH says his last meal is probably going to be my mega yacht. I don't know if that's what you meant for that question, but I'm going to go with that because that answer popped up just as I asked it. So his maybe that's his bucket list is the mega yacht, but I'm going to put it as his last meal. So DSH's last meal is the mega yacht. Matthew Noderman says his last meal is going to be Alaskan crab or king crab. Where am I here on the instructions? Okay, look at this. Mike Gardner says a Big Mac with lasagna, onion rings, chocolate milkshake. Yeah, dude, I'm on board with. I could do that'd be a great last meal. And nuggets, yes. Give me them chicken nugs. Pretty sure when Mike was on our live stream show, he brought chicken nuggets once for us, and it was fantastic. I think the first time he brought like a 10-piece, saw that we ate it, and then the next time he brought a 20-piece. So that's how you know Mike's good stuff. Okay, he brings you nugs. How many people bring you nugs? He brought a whole bunch of nugs too, so appreciate that, Mike. You the best. Okay, let's go here. Let's go there, like so. Oh man, we're flying. We're almost there. Very pumped. Very pumped. DSH says, or the Mona Lisa. Oh, this set? I don't know how I feel about the Mona Lisa set, to be honest with you. You know what? I shouldn't say that. It was getting a lot of flack. A lot of people are giving it flack, but it's pretty cool, man. Someone designed that out of Lego. Gotta give them props, right? Okay. There we go. flying here. The Cans and Bricks says, can you guys see this okay? Make sure you guys can see what I'm working on. That. Oh dear, right there. Okay, okay. Excuse me. Cans and Bricks says pizza, buffalo wings, cheeseburger, cherry Coke, strawberry, blondie ice cream, cherry ice cream, someplace from Charleston. Nice. That is one hell of a last meal. Not gonna lie. Can't fault you for that though. If you're gonna go, you might as well eat as much as you can, right? It's not like you got to worry about your waistline at that point. DSH says, I want to eat the original painting rolled up burrito style. Oh, okay. So you don't want to, you want to eat the Mega Yacht or the Mona Lisa. Fair enough. Burrito style. You're like, if I'm going out, I'm going to take a painting with me. Okay, let's go here. Oh, I'm excited to put this part on. I think it's going to look real cool. Good. Okay, that. This guy, and this guy. I put that on there like so. This is the tail. And then we get to put it on. Very excited, very excited. Let's do. So you guys can see what's going on here. You guys see that all right? Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Look how satisfying that is. Ooh yeah, that's nice and smooth. I don't know if you guys appreciate that as much as I do, but I know I'm totally blowing smoke up my own butt here. I'm just very happy with this design. Sometimes I do designs that I'm like, yep, I feel that. For the most part, I nailed that, and I'm really proud of this one. Same with the underbelly too. I'm happy with that. You know, I mean, it's not perfect, but getting rounded angles in Lego can be quite tough. So, and happy to say the LETBRICKS version is very good as well. Yes, yes. All right, let's go back to this scene right here. German Jeffrey has come out for some reason. I don't actually know if this is German accent. Now we are going to build the section that goes over top right here. So I'm gonna do this, put that there, bring these to the center. That's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, do you guys just want the overhead shot all together? You know what, I'm not gonna lie, the chat kind of looks ugly as hell on that, so I gotta fix that. Oh, Dennis Charlton's in chat, says, hey Mr. J, how's it going, Dennis? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that. DSH says, assuming I was originally sentenced to death for trying to eat the Mona Lisa. Oh yeah, they're like, you are sentenced to death. What do you want for your last meal? They're like, you're like, obviously the Mona Lisa. That's what I was trying to steal it for. Dennis Charlton says, looking great, man. Thank you. But what do you think of the sub? You look good too, bro. The Cans and Bricks says, that was unbelievably satisfying. Thank you. I feel the same. The Blocks to Mock says, had to step away for a few. The sub looks incredible. Thank you very much. And thanks to LETBRICKS for making this happen. And Dennis Charlton says, great. You know what else is great, Dennis? We are one sub assembly from basically finishing this thing. So let's get rocking on that. The question right now, Dennis, if you're tuning in and you're sticking around, the question we have right now is, what would your last meal be? If you're on death row. If you're on death row, what would you want your last meal to be? And we did stress it's important to understand difference from your favorite food. What? Because I said like pizza is my favorite food, but it wouldn't be my last meal choice. So curious to know what you would say, Dennis. Okay, let's go there. Good. And I've already got more questions lined up after we get through this one. Hope you guys don't mind the questions. I just like to keep the interaction rolling. It's good to have some stuff, you know, to talk about. That's going like so good. Yes. Excellente. Excellent. That's, you guys can see that all right. Okay. For Blocks to Mock says, some assembly required. Haha, dad joke of the day. I almost said dad joke of the Mr. J. Wow. Let's just keep dad joking it up. How about no? Luckily, my kids are still young, so they don't mind dad jokes, but I'm sure my days are numbered on that front. Actually, truthfully, they're young enough that they don't even understand half the dad jokes I say currently. Liam's only 6 and Luke's 3. Luke has no idea what the hell I'm talking about most of the time. And last meal, spicy chicken sandwich. Great choice. Love them spicy chickens. Kind of want one right now, to be honest with you. Mine, I said earlier, was going to be steak, potato, throw some pizza in there, some pasta of some type. I'd probably get a Blizzard from DQ, a Choco Brownie Extreme. After, who was it? Someone said like 17 things for their last meal. Yeah, the cans and brick. So I'm just copying his way of doing things. I'm gonna like, give me the whole menu. Give me everything. I'm gonna eat a little bit of everything. Why not, right? From Blocks and Mocs says, any other hobbies from clicking bricks? Yes. I still consider myself a gamer. I was a very big gamer back in the day. I just don't have a lot of time. Pretty much all my free time now is dedicated to Mr. J builds, which is okay because it's, you know, it's growing. But that being said, I do consider myself a gamer, so I do want to game when I have the time. But I'm also a big musician. I love playing music and making music. Don't really learn that much music. I mostly write. I do have these beauties over here. I'll show you really quick. Over there, let me just zoom back out. Behind the Mega Yacht are my 2 beautiful guitars. They are fantastic. Any guitar lovers out there? One's a Schecter, and the other one is an LTD baritone, which means it's meant for lower tunings. Fantastic guitars. If I had more time, I would absolutely get back into music and make some more music. I just don't have the time to do music. And I love metal. I would love to do metal again. Other hobbies, what else? That's pretty much it. Don't have a ton of hobbies. So yeah, that's it for me. I'd like to get back into music, like I said. Used to do a live stream comedy show. I used to do funny videos and make content like that. Don't do that much stuff anymore. I don't do that stuff much anymore, I should say. Miss guitar the most, probably. Got to get back into it at some point, if time permits. What about you? From Blocks to Mocs, what are your hobbies other than clicking bricks, as you say? LETBRICKS Club says, oh. And Pikachu says, Lego is cool building masterpieces, brick by brick. Freaking love it, bro. Yeah, man. It's I find it relaxing, you know. It's kind of relieves stress, especially if you're just doing a set. Like designing them can kind of be stressful sometimes because you know, you gotta go through figuring it out, ordering the parts, yada yada. But when you just have like a set, you just get to dump it out and build the parts like this. It's pretty relaxing to me, especially if you throw a good movie on, you know, throw Lord of the Rings on or some old school Star Wars. That's what it's about. What about LETBRICKS in the club? You guys got any hobbies other than making sweet sets? And what other hobbies people got? I'm curious to know. Got some more questions here too. Might as well ask another one. You know what I'm saying there. What do we got? Oh, I got a controversial one here. I hope this doesn't start some battles in chat. Let's talk about toilet paper, all right? Now, when you put the toilet paper on the roll, the dispenser, are you putting it over or under? Okay? Is the flap of the paper on the outside or the inside? Curious to know. What do you think? What's the proper way? I actually know several people who like both ways. Toilet paper, I mean, not the other thing. Let's not get into that conversation. From Blocks to Mocs says, very nice. I have all the old school stuff like Super NES, Genesis. Oh, nice, man. N64, sweet. That kind of gaming. And dang, that's cool. I always wanted to learn guitar, and I'm good at Guitar Hero. Oh, nice. Dude, Guitar Hero was pretty tricky. I did some of that back in the day. And you could learn guitar. Luckily, there's a lot of YouTube videos. But I will say, music is definitely one of those things. Like, people can learn it, but it's in your blood or it's not. I'm not saying you shouldn't try. You should try and learn it someday if you want, but you'll know if you got it if you try it. But definitely, you either got it or not. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I've found with other musicians around here. Patent for toilet paper specifically shows it going over. Yes, DSH. So I was going to bring up that patent picture. I wanted to see what people would say first, though, because I looked up that picture myself, and that's how I do it. I do it over, so the toilet paper's on the outside, not on the inside. Now, that being said, people should put the toilet paper wherever they want. Okay, it's free, it's free will, whatever. But the patent shows it going over. Luigi says over, please. The Cans and Bricks says it has to go over, otherwise it can fall way down. Okay, you guys are all in the same boat as I am. It's got to be over. It's way more convenient than me having to reach behind the teepee roll to grab the teepee. Like, I just want to grab it from the front. I don't want to be finagling with it. I also don't want to be that guy at a party who's like, hey, you guys, look at the patent. It says this is what you got to do for the teepee. Doomy Cow says, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty good, man. We're almost done this sub. And how are you doing? How you doing, Doom Goobu? How you doing, Doomy Cow? Glad to see you back in chat. Thanks for coming back. We are almost done this sub. And I'm pumped to actually almost finish it here. Wait. Did I mess something up? Okay, so that's got to go like so. That one there. Yes. That's going to go here. That's going to go there. Then we're going to do... Oh, I think I messed something... Oh, I did mess something up. Oh, that was a fail. Got to move this around. Blocks and Mox says... Cars, motorcycles, Legos. I go shooting. I do a lot of cars and coffee. I have a big garden, and me and my girl work on a landscape for living, so it's up my alley. Wow, you got a lot of stuff, man. That's good. Keep him busy. Nothing wrong with that. I will say... there is a lot of more stuff I want to do. We got the young kids, so there's not a lot of time to do the stuff. Not sure, Blocks and Mox, if you guys got the kids or any kids or anything. Blocks Mox says, you guys put the TP on the roll, just leave it on the countertop. You know what? I'd rather be on the countertop than on the roll, reversed in the wrong direction. Just saying. That's just me, though. Doomy Cow says, thanks, or I'm good, thanks for asking. I'm just going to put this piece on here so I make sure I'm on the right page before I go back to chat in a minute. And DHS says, do people who put toilet paper under also sit on the dining room table and eat off the chairs? Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm wondering, though, DSH, if there's others in the chat who were like, oh, I was going to say that I put it under, but I'm not saying anything now because everyone's going over. There's got to be a few of them in chat. Hey, we're not judging, okay? You do you, however you want to do the TP. I just agree with the original patent. Makes more sense to me. But who am I to judge? Free will, right? Oh, I did it again. Crap. Okay. Good. Where am I at? That piece goes here. There. This. And we're starting to build the sides now. Good. Good. That's got to go on the other side. Oh man, we're getting so close. I'm pumped, guys. This is gonna be sweet. Okay, and we got to do these guys like this. There. Right now we're building the sail essentially of the this section right here. The sail, I think that's what it's called. Oh, we got a couple more answers here. DSH says, speak, cowards. Tell us the truth of your TP ways. Matthew Noterman says, we put it on over because my wife says to. I'm assuming you're saying that. It says that my says to do. I'm assuming you mean your wife or whoever. Your significant other, I should say. I shouldn't make judgments. Doomy Cow says, honestly, I feel like it could go either way. I just think that top is more convenient. Yeah, that's fair, It's a good point. And then Blocks Mox says, kiddos is fair excuse. They eat up crazy amount of time. Do not have kids, but I dated a girl kid for years, and I know what it's like. All too well. Very hectic. Yeah, man. Kids are busy as hell. You are not wrong. Love my kids. I have fantastic kids, but they are busy. They take up a lot of time, and they're still young, so it's not like you can reason with them. You definitely can't reason with them, that's for sure. You can't just be like, hey, take a chill pill, man, all's good. You're like, I need the stuffy tonight while I sleep. You left the stuffy downstairs. You're like, all right. Sorry. Sometimes you have those battles with the kids that there's no winning, you know? What do we got here? Mike Gardner says, always done inside. Yes, I sit on the table and eat out. Mike Gardner has spoken. He is saying that he does it on the inside. So he is one of those rare breeds. But, Mike, since you're... Oh, did I mess something up here? Oh, I did. Okay, hold on. I gotta focus here. I'm getting way ahead of myself. That's like that. Oh, I think I did this backwards. Hold on a second, guys. Bear with me here. Okay. Yeah, I got carried away talking and stuff. That's gotta go. That's what I did wrong. Okay, we're back in business. All's good. I was just not reading the instructions properly because I was distracted talking about TP. Mike Gardner, though, he says, always done the inside. Yes, I sit on the table and eat off the chair. So Mike Gardner, let's give him props for owning up to it. He was not a coward. He spoke up and spoke the truth in terms of how he deals with the TP. Hey, man, you do you. It's definitely, not what the patent says. Just throwing that out there. But, Mike, you're a cool guy, so I support your decisions in life. Pikachu says, that's where the periscope goes. Yes, that is correct. DSH says, the clear best answer is impaling the holder through the roll sideways. Obviously, that would definitely be the most practical way to use the TP. That's for sure. And Blocks to Mock says, I said I wanted ice cream at 7 a.m., dude. I want ice cream. That's the reasoning you're working with kids. Yeah, dude. They're terrorists. And you tell yourself you're not going to negotiate with terrorists, but sometimes, man, they get you. They are just something else. You know what? They're like drunk midget aliens, okay? That's all I'm saying. I know I can't say the M word. I shouldn't have said that. But they are just something else, those kids. But you love them. You come home from work, and sometimes they're in a mood. Other times you open the door, and they're like, Daddy! And they want to come see you and give you a hug. So, that's what you're doing it for. And you know what? I have a great relationship with my parents. Same with my brothers and stuff. So it's like, maybe that's probably the end goal. Eventually, hopefully my kids, once they're actually older and adults, I can have the same type of relationship with them that I have with my parents. And that would be pretty good. Now, on that note, check this out. Right here. So, look at this. You guys see that okay? So that's the top section. That'll sit on the sub. Once we put this on, the sub will indeed be complete. So let's go ahead. Do this guy right here. So you can see it. Let's go to this one so the chat's not in the way. You guys can see that okay. Let's do it from this angle. You guys can see that all right? Hold on. All right, let's finish this baby. Oh, look at that. Come on, guys. Look at that. Look at that. That is sweet. Hell yeah. That is cool. We did it. We built the sub. Now, technically, there's still the stand. I could build the stand. I'll go over them all and everything, but let me know right now if you guys want. The stand's shouldn't take too long to build, so we could keep this stream going a little bit if you guys want me to build the stand on stream, or I could build it off stream, or if you guys just want me to go into putting this next to the Lego model, kind of looking at them side by side. Up to you. You guys, let me know. Do you want me to build the stand? I don't think it's going to take long. Just for reference, this is what the stand looks like. So this is the Lego version. The stand's nothing crazy. And I'm pretty sure that's just these couple bags here. So I'll wait to see what chat says. If you want me to do the stand. If not, if you want me to just get right into looking at this thing and preparing it and stuff, we can do that. So yeah, I'm very happy. I can already say that this Since you can't see any of the studs, because I do like to do my models studless essentially. If I was looking at this for, I would, even here, I wouldn't have any idea that's not Lego, to be honest with you. So, a couple answers here. Good job, good job. I'm impressed you haven't messed up before. Doing great at multitasking way better than me. Thanks, Blocks Mox. I'm not gonna lie that you said that. I've actually talked to a few people this. It's definitely a little challenging talking while looking at instructions and building. That's why I mess up a lot. DSH says that's so freaking awesome. Good job. Let's Brick Club says good job. Thank you. The Cans of Bricks says da. Mike Gardner, good job. Dennis Charles, 10 out of 10 for Blocks to Mox. Sweet. Matthew Nerman, that is sweet. Build the stand. Build the stand. Cool detail to be a torpedo launching. Next one. Next one. Luigi Cassell says go finish. Dennis Charlton says stand. All right, we're doing the stand, guys. Let's actually fully complete this thing. DSH says perfect RC model for the guy who owns the mega yacht. Yes. I got to find someone who actually owns a mega yacht so I can build their mega yacht. That would be the dream. You know, find a millionaire who actually has one they want a Lego model of. Maybe someday. All right. Let's do this stand here. Get her done quick. I can figure out how to open this thing. Oh, good, good, good. There's number 2. There's number 3. There's number 1. Number 5. Number 4. All right, we only got 5 bags. Move this stuff off to the side. Let us begin. Let's go with this guy there. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty good. Sign me up for that angle right there. Let me grab a drink of water here. And since we're going to build this stand, let's, excuse me, get one more question going here. What do we get? Now, that one might be a little too philosophical. Some of these are too Oh, okay. Here's a good one. What is the first thing you would do or buy if you won $1 million? What is the first thing you would do or buy if you won $1 million? My answer is nothing crazy. Or I guess I should say it's nothing too exciting. I would pay off my house. Currently, I'd help my wife pay off her school debt, get that all the way. Any debts that I had, which is pretty much just the house for the most part, I would pay all that off. I would probably invest a ton of money into Mr. J Builds and try to grow it. Maybe take a year off work or something and see if I could grow Mr. J Builds in that time frame or something. I don't think I would go buy. I would get a new car probably, but I wouldn't get anything crazy because my car is, you know, starting to show its age. It is 15 years old. There's no point. No, 16 years old. But I would try to really use it smartly. I would probably take half of it. Well, obviously the government's going to take 33% of it at least. So let's say that puts you at $666,000. Gonna pay off the house. Gonna get a new car. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna try to put at least $100,000 or $200,000 into an account that has built interest. Yeah, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm gonna try to do it smartly and try to really set myself up for success in terms of having good retirement money, having a good nest egg, and not having to worry about the house payments and focusing on Mr. J Builds. But let's be real, I'm probably not going to get $1 million, so, you know, that's all right, though. Where am I here? Gotta do that guy. Well, we got some answers coming in. Let me just catch up with myself here. And then we'll see what chat's saying on that front. All right, what do we got? So, Dan Harvey, I'm guilty of calling it leg. Oh, hold on. This chat can't keep up with chat. Dan Harvey, I'm guilty of calling it Legos no matter what brand actually made them. You'll never catch me saying, hey, I'm going downstairs to build Mold Kings. Kids don't differentiate between... Yeah, absolutely. Like, my kids, they have all my old Lego from when I was a kid because it's all beat to crap and there's like bite marks and stuff. And but it's all like Mega Blocks and a bunch of different brands mixed in. They don't care. Dennis Charlton, how much is the set selling for? What would the price be if it was Lego? So I believe this is going LETBRICKS is actually in the chat. They might be able to say it. So is Mocsage, I believe. I think it's between, I don't know the exact number. I want to say it's between 180 and 200, possibly even cheaper, and that might even be USD. So good prices. My guess, if this was a Lego set, it'd probably be 350 CAD to 400 CAD would be my guess. All right, Matthew Noderman says he would buy a new pickup truck. Pikachu says he would buy a lottery ticket, or they would buy a lottery ticket. All right, I just won money. Let's try to win some money. For Blocks to Mock says, paying off my home, buying my folks a home, invest the rest. There you go, man. That's kind of where I'm at. Luigi Cassell says, finish paying the car payment, credit card debts, and then a trip, a nice family trip, USA. Oh, that's one thing I would do. You bring up a good point. I would definitely go on a trip, too. You know, I think you could warrant a trip, you know. DSH, a ton of money. I'd tell no one, but there would definitely be signs. Yeah, you'd be trying to eat the Mona Lisa. Mike Gardner, likely build a barnuminium that has a huge garage area with drive-through auto car wash. Nice, Mike Gardner. Love the way you think. If you ever do that, I'm going to visit. We're going to hang out. Dan Harvey, $1 million equals 100% debt-free. Don't owe anybody a penny, and the rest goes in the bank. I would still keep working, but I definitely work less, and I would enjoy it more. Yes, that's where I'm at, to be honest with you. $1 million isn't enough to retire or anything like that, but it is definitely enough. Well, I guess it would depend on when you get it. It's definitely enough, though, to be like, okay, I don't need to work as much. I can invest some of this. I can pay off some stuff. And, you know, now I can focus on what really makes me happy in life. And that's where I'd be at, too. So I'm with you, man. That's going to go like so. That goes... Oh, did I miss this? I did miss a spot. Hold on. Hold on. What are we doing here? There we go. That one. That one. Oh, we're flying now. We are flying. Yes. Very excited. Pikachu says, buy some Legos. Yeah, with $1 million, you could probably buy at least one Lego set, you know, with the pricing. So, I don't know, maybe one set. Depends on the amount of pieces, but you could probably get at least one set with $1 million. What else we got? DSH says plane ticket to the Louvre, $300. International Bell, $10,000. You got to keep going, man, to the point where and then the final one, priceless. When you eat the Mona Lisa, priceless. There you go. Very nice. But you know what? This has been a really good stream, guys. Very consistent in terms of viewership and comments. Thanks a lot. It's great. And I'm happy you guys are here with me to finish the build of this thing and see it come to life. Okay, so these are going to go here. And there. Good, good, good. Now we put these pieces on. I guess I could try to move this more to the center. That's one thing I got to work on for the streams is actually keeping whatever I'm building in the center. I kind of all over the place. I actually think I need to kind of revamp my stream setup if I'm going to start doing it more. Got to make it a little bit more convenient. I might invest in a better camera. They're expensive though, man. Like one of the cameras I use, this one here for this scene. Right here. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I don't use it often, but it's for if I ever want to go on the computer and we can look at stuff on the computer together. That camera is only a Sony A5100, which is an old camera. It's pretty good, but it's nothing crazy or fancy. And they're going on Marketplace for like $500-600 still, which is crazy because I want to invest in some better equipment, but I'm like, that is crazy for a camera that old. When I bought that one, I bought it like, where am I? Yeah. Sorry, bear with me here. I bought it like 3 years ago and it cost $250 then when I bought it secondhand. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why are they so expensive? Well, I don't know. And then if you're to get something brand new, it's just even way more. This camera right here, I'm not sure if any of you guys are, gear nerds like I am, but this camera right here that I'm pointing at is a Sony ZV-1. It cost like $1,000 and it was a good investment. And I used to have two of them, but I didn't use the second one. I actually wish I would have held on to it, but it's too late for that now. But again, even those are going for crazy amounts secondhand. So I'm not afraid to buy secondhand gear. I think it helps save a lot of money and stuff. Okay, so is that all good? Okay, we're gonna keep going. These ones here. Sorry, let me catch up with chat. From Blocks to Mox says, not trying to step on any toes at all, but if you ever want to see some of my builds, I posted a few videos, kind of long, but just a city tour. Haven't posted in almost. Hey, no man. Feel free to encourage people to go check out your stuff, man. Like I said, I like to support other builders, other creators, other content creators. So, yeah, please, you know, if you're willing, anyone in chat, go check out his stuff. Would love to see it. I know I'm going to be subscribing to your channel if I haven't already, and I want to check out some of your stuff as well. All right, we are on to bag 2. We're getting there, guys. Just stick with me. We will finish this. It's going to be sweet. Okay. Okay, hold up. There you go. That's going to go there. Yes. Please go here. Good. Let's turn her around. Good. Move these out of the way. Move this back in the scene so you can see what I'm doing. Good. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed through this. I know people probably need to get to sleep, so I'm just gonna keep rocking here. We are gonna finish this thing together. For Blocks to Mox, I already read that. He's gonna do. I think he means a room tour soon, which is sweet. I thought about doing that. I don't know if people want to see a room tour of Mr. J builds. I mean, you kind of see my studio in the videos. I don't have a ton of stuff anyways. Okay, so that's good. Then we're gonna do these guys here. Yes. Pikachu says, I just got the one camera, got it for free from one of my followers. Nice, dude. That's sweet. Not bad at all. I gotta check out your stuff too. You have a pretty good following, I'm guessing. And congrats on that as well. I know that is not an easy feat to accomplish. It's pretty sweet that your followers hooked you up with a camera. Let's go with another question here while we're waiting. Or, sorry, while I'm building this. What do we got? All right. What is your favorite TV show? Don't be ashamed. Let us know what it is. What's your favorite TV show? I hate to sound stereotypical. Mine is definitely Breaking Bad. A couple reasons. Simply because... Okay, so it was originally Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was fantastic, the first 4 seasons. I'm sure you guys have all heard this story already. But I loved Game of Thrones. It was my favorite. But then they really started botching it. The last season was complete hot garbage. In my opinion, if you enjoy it, that's all good. You do you. I just did not like it myself. So they dropped the ball. Unsatisfied with it. That being said, Breaking Bad, the reason why it's my favorite is because I feel like that's a show that they actually nailed the ending for the most part. It was consistent the whole way through. They didn't overstay their welcome. They ended it after 5 seasons. The character motivations all seemed believable. Like, it was just a good show. There wasn't really one part of that show where I was like, come on, man, that's a little ridiculous. Maybe a scene here or there, but great show. They ended it. They were consistent the whole way through, and the finale was great. The whole stuff with Gus Fring was great. I actually got to watch that show again. Better Call Saul is pretty good as well. So, and like I said, when I say it's my favorite show, I should say I feel like it's the most well-constructed show. Like, they did it great from beginning to end, and they were consistent. And that's very important to me. Well, sorry, let me just catch up with myself here. Okay. Oh, come on. Let's do this. What do we got? Oh, I got to catch up with chat here. Pikachu said, he said, I already got that. For Blocks to Mox says, straight up hobby. I don't do it for views or subs. I just share what I can. I haven't posted in a year. My main income is my biz here in Orlando, landscaping company. Hey, dude, that's pretty sweet. You should be proud of your business. And that's cool. You got this little side hobby. Probably not a bad thing that you keep it as just a hobby. Pikachu says 200 followers, I think. Okay, not bad. Hey, you know what? That's pretty good. You're getting camera, 200 followers. And if you are enjoying it and it's a hobby, that's all that matters, man. Mike Garner says Little House on the Prairie. Mike, are you messing with me? Mike's trying to troll me. I know what's up. Listen, if you want to get a pack of chicken nuggets, and watch some Little House on the Prairie, I'm in, man. But I need the nugs. You give me some nugs, we can watch the show together, all right? DSH says Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. best ever easily. Haven't watched that show personally, but I have heard good things. Andrew says The Silo from Apple TV. Yes, 100% love that show. Me and my wife are watching it. Well, we've actually already watched both seasons. We just rewatched season 2. Very good show. I've listened to the audiobooks. The audiobooks are, sorry, I should say the show, I don't even want to say it changes a lot, but it adds a lot. And I actually think I prefer the show a little bit more than the audiobooks, although the audiobooks are good. I should just say the book in general. What do we got? Avatar: The Last Airbender. Nice. Oh, the show, right. The Cans and I haven't watched it myself, so I don't know much about it. The Cans and Bricks says The Office, South Park, Hawaii Five-0. Nice. Magnum PI, newer. Nice. Got some comedies in there. That's a good thing. I don't actually watch a ton of comedies in my free time. The comedy shows. I do like funny stuff, but I always tend to have stuff playing in the background while I'm working on stuff, and I usually pick either documentaries or stuff I've seen before, so I don't got to pay attention too much to it. Okay, that's gonna go there. It's gonna go here. It's gonna go there. It's gonna go there. We're gonna fly through this, guys. I want to finish it. What do we got? For Real DVD Daily, I have the complete DVD set. Mike Gardner. Mike Gardner has the DVD set of Little House on the Prairie. Are you? Dude, I don't... Little House on the Prairie is your favorite show? I mean, who am I to judge? When did that show even come out? Isn't like that from the 70s or the 80s? Here we go. Okay, Mike's coming in here. He says Sons of Anarchy, Landman, Yellowstone. Yes, all great shows. Yellowstone was great. I just watched Landman a little bit ago. Loved it. To me, Landman is like the new Yellowstone, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, Landman, well, it's made by the same guy, Taylor Sheridan. And I feel like he's like, oh, we're finishing up Yellowstone. We need a new Yellowstone. Let's get Billy Bob Thornton, who's like the Kevin Costner version for Landman. Love Billy Bob Thornton. And Landman's a really good show. If anyone hasn't seen it, I would highly recommend it. DSH says, not a show, but Stampy's Lovely World is like a brick separator to the heart. Okay. Noted. Don't think I've heard of it, but now I have heard of it, so that's what matters. Pikachu says, Agatha Christie's MS Fisher. Gotcha. DHS says, couldn't recommend Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. enough. It's so good. Okay, good to know. Maybe me and my wife will try watching it. Matthew Norman says, Landman is a great show. Can't wait for season 2. Speaking of that, do you know when season 2 is coming out? Because I would be interested to know. Okay, so we got boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that's gonna be good. So, oh, come on, get on there. Is LETBRICKS still in the chat? Or Mocsage? We're almost done this thing. Be interested to know if they stuck around for the whole stream. Cans and Brick says, I didn't watch all Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it is good. Okay, so that's a second recommendation for that one. Kim Davis. So, Jay, what is it you do for a living anyways? So, I went over this a little bit earlier. I don't know if you're in the chat then. I'm the operations manager for a utility locating company. It's not a big company by any means, but basically what that means is we locate and mark and identify underground infrastructure, particularly for the wind farms around here. Where I live, there's a ton of wind farms. We're talking like the big 300-foot tall wind turbines. Well, they all have extremely high voltage lines underground, and they're very difficult to locate. Locating means you basically trace it out using they're called like transmitters and receivers. You induce a signal into the line, and then you find it using it's like a locate wand. You might have seen these guys on the road. But most of our stuff is in fields, it's rural. And we basically mark and flag them on site for contractors that are working near their utility. I'm their operations manager, so I'm basically the guy that's figuring out where everyone goes and sending paperwork and doing a lot of that admin tasks and basically running the operation of the show. I'm not a field guy, you can tell. Got a little bit of heft here because the field work involves a lot of walking, and it's a good way to stay in shape. But I definitely excel more on the computer side than the office side. So yeah, it's been pretty good. I've been there for 10 years. Like I said, I'm the operations manager, so that's pretty good. And it's basically about 5 or 6 people that work at the company, so it's good. All right, what do we got? Mike Garner says, coming out shortly. Okay, for season 2. Heard September, says Matthew. Oh, nice. It's not that far away. Matthew, I watched a summary of season 1. It was just down in Fort Worth where they were filming at Fort Worth Alliance. Cool, man. That's great. So it sounds like that show they're going to keep basically, you know, trying to do a season a year, which is great. JJ Levy says, hello all the way from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you in chat. We've actually finished the sub. We're just building the stand. So stick around because we're going to look at the model and then also compare it to the Lego version. From Blocks to Mock says 811 dig. Melissa or Andrew says Melissa Gilbert from Little House on the Prairie had a potty mouth in other movies in the 80s. Nice, good to know. Pikachu says Marvel's Agent Carter is also good. The Cans and Brick fits. Simmons get married. If that's encouragement to finish. Okay. So I'm just trying to keep up with chat here. It's popping. Kansan, yeah. Season 2, I heard they have a few locations in northern Texas and into Oklahoma. Okay, so they're moving around. Kevin Friesen, you're a freaking great guy, and what you do is what I wish I could do. Haha, Lego's my world. Hey, Kevin, thank you for tuning in. I notice you leave comments and stuff on my posts. I appreciate that. And thank you for the kind words. And also, Lego. I'm hoping to make Lego my world someday, too. You know, I have a good job, like I said, but if I could, you know, make this take off and actually do Lego content full time, or at least, you know, make a decent living off it. That's the dream. You know, we'll see what happens, obviously. Just going to keep trying to grow. And thanks to you, Kevin, and other people like you, everyone in the chat, tuning in for the stream, supporting me, and participating in chat. And all this helps tremendously, guys. And I love it's very cool seeing this community kind of grow slowly for builds and stuff. So I'm just excited to see what the future has. And you're a great guy too, Kevin, so thanks for tuning in. I'm going to keep that bag out here just in case I left a piece in it. JJ says, awesome, looking forward to it. Cam Davis, what was your first Lego set you ever built, even as a little boy? Okay, so I don't remember the exact first one I built, but I remember the first one that I was super pumped for and couldn't wait to get. It's basically like my first true, genuine Lego memory. Happened when I was like 4 or 5, I think. I went to one of my good friends at the time. He was like my best friend at the time. Well, he's still a great friend. We just don't see each other that often, but he's a huge supporter of the channel. He's been a close friend my entire life. Dennis Charlton, he was big into Lego. He might still be in the chat. Dennis, if you're in the chat, say hi. I went over to his place and he had the Lego, I think it's the Lego Skull's Eye Schooner. It was a pirate ship. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. I want that set. And I kept talking about it and annoying the hell out of my parents about it. And then eventually one day my dad came home from work and he's like, hey Jeff, can you run upstairs and grab the blanket from our bed? Because him and my mom were sitting on the couch and they were watching a movie and they wanted a blanket or something. I go, okay, and I go grab it. And underneath the blanket, they had bought the set, the Skull's Eye Schooner, and hid it under the blanket as a surprise for me. I remember being blown away because at that time, that was a big Lego set. And it was like one of the biggest ones you could get. And it was so cool. And I remember bringing it downstairs and just being so happy and stoked. And my parents got it for me and I built it. And that's like my first true Lego memory. That's like the first set I remember having a true impact on me and being like, wow, this is great. So yeah, that was a long-winded answer. I hope that answers the question. So yeah, I guess you can kind of blame Dennis Charlton. He's the one who got me into Lego because I remember going to his place. He had a lot of sweet sets and it's kind of where my passion started. Then my parents hooked me up with that Skull's Eye Schooner and ever since then I've loved Lego. And what else? Oh, I think at the time, Dennis, you had the Deep Freeze Defender, which was also one of my favorite sets when I was a kid. Okay, guys, we're in the last step here, placing all these pieces on. So we are almost there. What do we got? What do we got? Cam Davis, surgically removed. Okay, from Blocks and Mocs says 811 dig is who you call to locate underground. Oh, I see. Yeah. That's like, so in Ontario here, we have something called Ontario One Call. That's who you call to dig. Call before you dig. It's kind of like that. We do have a system that's in place where if any contractor's doing work where they got to dig or do any excavation, they have to call one call first, put a locate request in. So very similar for Blocks and Mocs. And yes, I would be one of the locate companies that finds utilities for the utility companies out there. So we don't own the utility, we just locate them. We do private locates and other stuff too. Dennis says that he's here. Absolute epic set. Haha. DSH says, all I have left for the sword is sealing it with epoxy. I'm mixing pearl with mica powder into it to make it look like the silver. Also making custom red gems. Dude, that's cool. That sounds like a really cool hobby. And I like that you're kind of not just doing a generic sword. It sounds like you're making it kind of epic and fantasy-like with the gems and the coloring and everything. That is pretty cool. It's so cool seeing the hobbies people do, man. You know? People can be so creative. That's why I love Lego, because really lets me bring out the creativity. I consider myself a very creative person. I like creating things. Like I said, I make music. I love doing video work. And then Lego just really lets me bring out my creativity. Ugh. Oh man, we got 4 pieces left. Oh yeah. Look at that. Woo. Okay. It's time. Let's put this thing on the stand. We can close this. We're done with the instruction manual. It is time. It is time. Oh, I didn't realize you were doing a sword. DSH says he's doing the sword of Gryffindor from Harry Potter. You might have said that earlier in the chat. I apologize if I missed it. Sometimes there's a lot going on and I miss things. Matthew Noderman says 811 is who call to bury a body. No experience, just what I heard. DSH says the one Harry used to kill the basilisk in the 2nd season. And technically he uses it in the final book too, doesn't he? To kill the Horcruxes, or a couple of them. I believe he does the locket that way. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've seen Harry Potter. Okay, let's get this thing on the stand. Boom. Oh, yes. Look at that. Oh, hold on. Didn't actually get her attached. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the submarine from LETBRICKS. Beauty. Beauty. This is the end. Oh no. Well, not exactly yet. I want to show it to you guys beside the Lego model. Look at that. That's LETBRICKS Mocsage quality, guys. Pretty dang good. Let's go ahead and full screen that. And you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to turn off this chat window because I think it's kind of gross. Hold on a sec. Bear with me, guys. 1 second. Their chat should be gone now. So that should look a little bit better. Okay. There we go. Ooh, DSH, that's a good idea. What if you used angle brackets to put it at a sideways angle? That's definitely doable. Could do that. So just to show you, here's these rotate. Those rotate. That turns. This one turns down here. Let's see if we can take off the sections. So, just like the Lego model, this should come off too. I did notice this section is a little tight to get off. That comes off too, though, just like the Lego model. But guys, quality. Quality's great. For the price you're getting, I don't think you're going to find better quality at this price, considering how expensive this would be with Lego. Let me set this down, put this back together, and I'll throw it beside the Lego model, all right? Now let me get these back on there. Go here. That one on there, like so. Sub with the mega yacht in the background. Awesome. Yes. So I would actually totally bring the mobile cam over by the sub. The problem is, I just don't. You won't be able to hear me talk because I. Basically, what's going on. I'm not sure if you guys even care about this stuff, but I might as well show you. Right here. This is how you guys are hearing me. I have this shotgun mic. You might be able to hear this if I do this. Hit it. I have that shotgun mic, and that's what's picking me up because I like to be able to have free range while I'm doing stuff and talking and whatnot. I do have a wireless mic. I gotta set it up though and test it and everything, and I'm planning on doing that so I can eventually walk around the studio and stuff. But for now, this is what I'm rocking. So the only thing I would say is this is definitely a little tight to get in there. But I think the Lego model was like that the first time too, and it just needs a little bit of time to adjust. Let me go back to this guy. That one full screen. Matthew Noterman says, nice build. And DSH says, banana for scale. I don't have any bananas down here. I got a box of Kleenex, though. That'll work. I swear to God, the box of Kleenex is only for my runny nose, okay? Don't get any dirty ideas, you people. That's after the stream, okay? Anyways, let's take a look at this compared to the Lego version. Oh, pieces are coming off. Hold on. Okay, here's the Lego version. Oh my God, they're like virtually identical. Oh, this is sweet. Okay, hold on, guys. We're gonna do something here. Yeah, I hope you guys can still hear me because I'm standing up, but take a look at this. That's pretty sweet, right? From here, they look virtually identical. Pretty sweet. So LETBRICKS, Lego. So if anything, I'd say the only difference in terms of aesthetics is the Lego is maybe slightly shinier. But this almost has like a slightly more matte black look, which I actually kind of like. But they all function the same, so you can take that off. That off. So LETBRICKS, are you guys still in the chat or what? We finished it. I figured they'd stick around to the end, but maybe not. Okay, that's the sub, guys. You guys want to see anything else? Let's switch back to the main screen here. And oh, what's that? Is that a mega yacht? Pretty sweet, right? All right, so yeah, that's we did it, guys. We finished it. We finished the sub. I'm gonna get rid of the Lego version since our primary feature today is this beauty. This is it. The oh, you know what? I'm getting rid of that chat bubble. Hold on, guys. The chat, you know what? Adding the chat was probably not a great idea. I thought I'd try it, but I think we're gonna remove that. I didn't know if people would want to see chat from both, like both feeds, basically Facebook and YouTube. So, anyways, okay, I'm gonna read some of these comments here. From Blocks and Mocs, the non-Lego brand have really stepped their game up. It looks awesome. Yeah, dude, they really have. And like I said, they're actually working with designers like myself, giving us credit, and like it's good, guys. It's legit. The cans and bricks, I love when they are interiors. When there are interiors. Cam Davis says, "Gotta go, Jay. Thanks for live stream. Keep on building, brother." Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. We are wrapping up the stream here right shortly. Matthew Noterman says it's hard to tell the difference. DSH says kind of scary how similar they are. Yep. Mike Garner says box of Kleenex and Tremors VHS equals ecstasy. Yeah, man. Lego, Tremors, Kleenex. Good time right there. Good party. And Dennis Charlton, pretty nice comparison. DSH says, does the flat stand sit evenly on the ground? Yes, I can show you if you want. So let's take a look. Like you're concerned about it, like warping sort of thing. That's the stand. Fully even, no warping. Happy to say that. Very cool. Oh, let me just lock that one down there. Yeah, I'm super pleased with the results. Definitely pleased with the results. And let's go back to this guy. Okay, and JJ Levy says, can't wait till the next one. Demon Spawn, great name. Demon Spawn's kind of like what I would refer to my kids as sometimes. Other times they're angels, but sometimes they're demon spawns. Anyways, that being said, this has been the LETBRICKS Mocsage Typhoon Class Submarine Shark 941. Before we go, if you guys are willing in chat, please give a big thanks to LETBRICKS and Mocsage for sending this over. If the chat doesn't throw it in there, I will say it myself. Thank you, LETBRICKS Mocsage, for making this happen. Know that I appreciate you guys choosing one of my designs to mass produce as a set. And I'm very happy with the results. This thing's solid. Use it to late weight lift and stuff. And yeah, that's probably going to be it for the stream, guys. There's not much else to say. Again, hold on. We got a couple more things here. Luigi Cassell says, man, great job. Excellent live. Thanks, and hope to see more of these great lives. Bye. See you soon. Saludos from Argentina. Nice. Thanks for tuning in, Luigi. And DSH says, stream. Loved hanging out. See you. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Again, I won't keep you much longer. Thanks for support. Thanks for tuning in. And hopefully I'll see you guys again in a stream soon. Actually, before you go, know this. I do plan on doing another stream in the next week or 2 weeks where we're going to build the helicopter for the mega yacht. That one should be a one-night stream. We're going to build a helicopter for the mega yacht, and I'll probably go over features of the mega yacht too if you guys want. So that being said, that's in a stream. I'll put a post up letting you guys know when that's going to happen. So let's not waste any more time. Let's call it an end there. I want to thank you guys one more time for joining me, and